To get your information, to the spoon, to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Funjema, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat keep on granting my brother, to spoon. You got a Spoon TV, you got a Spoon Radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today? Spoon TV. Yes, what you got today? Spoon TV. Spoon. Skiddy-biddy-dabado. Spoon TV. Spoon entertainment. Go to there. Go to there. On the spoon. Yes, what you information. On the spoon. To be yes, what you want. Spoon television. Yes, what you want.
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO, Stanton with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Funjema, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat keep on granting my brother, to spoon. You got a Spoon TV, you got a Spoon Radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. What? Yeah. Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, I do about today. School TV. Yes, I do about today. School TV. School Bada. Skiddy dabado. School TV. School entertainment. Go to
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the South Band. Charges on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moreover, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Funjama, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat keep on grudging like my brother, to spoon. You got a Spoon TV, you got a Spoon Radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, I do about today. School TV. Yes, I do about today. School TV. School Bada. Skiddy dabado. School TV. School entertainment. Go. Go to there. Go to there. On the spoon. Yes, I do information. On the spoon. Yes, I do. Spoon television. Yes, I do.
We stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the South Band. Charges on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Africa.
Great songs on your radio. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, no matter where you are. This is Spoon FM, your best radio station in the Republic of Liberia. It doesn't matter where you are, following us live. Welcome to the program Spoon Talk, and this is Liberia's #1 program. Good evening, James.
Good evening, Honorable Baron Brown and Dr. Richardson.
Dada Richardson, how are you coming on?
I'm good. How are you guys doing today?
Fair God, thank you for life, and I hope all is well with you as well.
Amen. Amen to that. How's the day going in Monrovia?
Well, everything is okay. We are doing good.
Thank God. That's good. James, how are you doing in that part of the world where you at?
Well, I'm doing great. God minding me. It's just that the weather is a bit cool, but I'm okay.
You used to it. Get used to it, man, James. I'm teasing
No.
you. I've been out of Liberia since I was a teenager. I can never get used to the cold weather. I think when you're born, I always tell people I was born near the Sahara Desert, so that heat from the Sahara Desert is gonna remain in me. So what's the trending issues going on in our country?
Well, so far we have the allegation against the former vice president of Liberia and political leader of the Unity Party that he allegedly received $75,000 from the government to sponsor his trip to the United States of America. That's one of the trending issues in the country. And 2 days ago, was that yesterday? Sunday, some members believed to be Unity Party partisans. They pledged their support to the governing CDC.
Was that yesterday?
So far, so good. Those are some of the trending issues in the country.
Oh, that's good. I tell you, I miss Liberia so much. When you're not in Liberia, you just miss it, There's something about Liberia that is just so ingrained in all of us. It's the sun, it's the way that you hear people say your hello. It's just the unstructuredness, the disunity, that I that I really, really miss. The food, the strategic thinking in order to exist. That's why like here it's so easy for us to live. You wake up in the morning, you go to the refrigerator, you put the light on and all of that stuff. But I think I have to strategically think, in order to exist. So, but it's a beautiful country. I love it. I love just seeing the ocean, just getting some breeze. It's just beautiful. So I think we have something to really cherish. I don't think we spend enough time talking about the beauty of Liberia. I was actually at Patawi. I want to give a shout out actually to the entrepreneurs, Mrs. I think Josephine is her name, if I'm saying that correctly, Richardson, not any relations to us, to me and my husband and her husband. They actually are the owners of Patawi. They have turned a beauty, a treasure, or a natural treasure of Liberia into something that is even more accessible to others. I went there. I fell in love with the place. If you guys are ever near anywhere in Bon County, near I believe Banga, just go and visit Patawi. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. It's so serene. It's like you can get your zen right at Patawi. So it's just one natural beauty that we have that I mentioned here, and among many, many others. I just want us to just take pride in our country and just enjoy it. So I like to actually just welcome, if it's okay with you, Good Day and Barum. Good Day, got anything else to add before I go to welcome our guests, our viewers? Good day. Did you want to welcome? Do you have anything? Go ahead. Stanton, I was about to welcome our viewer. Did you want to do that, or do you want me to go ahead and do that? Go ahead. Okay. So I'm going in no particular order. You know, sometimes you guys accuse me of selecting ANC people first, but I'm just looking here on my other screen. I'm going in no particular order. I see Aaron Siafasaki is here. He says, "Good afternoon to the Spoon family. Good afternoon to you." Francis Moore is here. He is from Israel Community, Lower Magibi County, District Number 1. S. Jeremiah Taylor is watching from Soul Clinic Community. Thank you so much for being here, S. Jeremiah Taylor. Otelo Swa is watching from New Hope, Pennsylvania. I know exactly where New Hope, very artistic town, Otelo. Joseph Mulba is here from Carisburg, another beautiful part of the country, Carisburg, just on your way to Kakata. Welcome. Aruna Kamara is here from Cape Mount. Hey, that's Cape Mount. Another beauty. The Piso is in Cape Mount. Another area that could be used as an awesome tourist spot. The great thing about it is Liberia is about 10 hours. We do the direct flight from New York City, actually. I remember my first time leaving Liberia, it took me 10 hours to get here. Nowadays, it takes me much longer because I have to go through Ghana, Lomé, and or sometimes Ethiopia to get to the United States. But if you have a direct flight, like when Pan Am, that's how old I am, guys. Pan Am used to fly to Liberia. It used to be like a direct flight. And so I'm actually dreaming about when we could use Kipma as a tourist spot. You just have like all of the spring, the college student on spring break. You can just get a plane and get them to go visit Kip Mountain. They like the beaches and stuff like that. But I'm dreaming. I'm sure it will happen one day. So anyway, you who from Kip Mountain, you reminded me of the beauty of our country. A shout out to the people in Kip Mountain. Kip Mountain as a whole, not one particular Kip Mountain. Okay. I see Detro Emmanuel Kola is watching from Carisburg City. Israel Jackson is also watching from Toledo, Ohio. Israel, thank you for joining us. Oliver F. Pay is watching tonight. Thank you for joining us, Oliver F. Pay. Hanafi Zakarakis Jalo is watching. He says, "Good evening, Spoon Hanafi Zakarakis Jalo." That's an interesting name there. Williams McDavis. William, you say I never call your name. I'm calling your name more than twice now. William K. McDavis. William K. McDavis. I'm calling your name today. Don't you ever accuse me of not calling your name. Morris Ziegler is here from DC. Jonah Keg Yampen is watching from the University of Ghana. Va Crew Queen is also saying, "Keep my ears a hidden gem." I believe I believe you, Va Crew Queen. Va Crew, that's an interesting mix. Also the Keep my people tend to be soft. They okay accused of the same. We got one farm in Keep my jeans, and not true, right? You from the bread basket can call era like beer. You can always accuse the Keep my people the same. Ain't got no farm on our Keep my road. Va Crew, you heard what I said, right? Pew Miller, he's watching. Spoon Pew, it's good to have you here today. Wolf Lion is watching. James Matalda is watching from Columbus, Ohio. Got a lot of Ohio people in the house today. Welcome. Thank you for joining us, people of Ohio. A good shout out to you. Robina Fametta Louis Vincent, my childhood friend. She says, Mommy says hi. Hi, Mrs. Louis. Good hearing from you. Rabina, take care of our man there, okay? Angela Williams is watching from Minnesota. The park, she said. Fire Crew Queen is the best combination in Liberia. Hopefully, we'll have some time where you can tell us why being fire and crew is the best combination in Liberia. You can tell us even in the comment section. I'm interested in knowing. Vera S. Wallace. Vera, hello. She says, "Doc, welcome. Welcome to you too, Vera." Morris Kennedy is gazing from GSA Row, Painesville. Yes, we have GSA Row here. All the people, shout out to my GSA Row people. LIB William, he's watching from Denver, Colorado. It's good to have you here in the house. Sadia William is also watching from UK, Great Britain. Um, Gus Bloody Bliota Shena is watching from Barnesville. I hope I got your name right. That's a long name there. Gus Bloody Bliota Shena. That's a long, long name there. Give me a twisted tongue. Joseph Garbla is watching from Police Academy. V. Marsha Sambula is watching. Isaac Gabri Nipo is watching. Lawrence Zeh is watching. Joseph Kokolo, he's watching from Zuba Town. Joseph Kokolo is watching from Zuba Town. Welcome to all of you in Zuba Town. Rebecca Mason Nathan is watching from Australia. My goodness, we got somebody watching us from Australia. Isn't that nice? Vaquin did answer me. Your answer went by too fast. I'll read it later. Anthony Crote is watching. He says from Pipeline Road Community. Pipeline Road Community. That's where Anthony is watching us from. Mikey Danandu Parker is watching from Northern Cyprus. That's in Turkey, Northern Cyprus. Wow, we got Cyprus, Australia, all different people. Fapazi is watching from. He just said he's watching. Chairman Byron, I think he says hello to you. I'm gonna stop here. I want to welcome all of our viewers to Spoon, the premier talk show. We are glad that you are here today. Without you, we wouldn't be number one top talk show at this hour of the time in Monrovia. I want to just welcome Tumalin, also Good Day, and Byron. From all of us, we welcome you to the program. I want to circle back to you guys, Byron and Good Day and Tumalin. Circle back to you.
James, are you there? Welcome to Manly.
Oh, I guess Tumalin does totally went off. Salamatu, welcome.
Hello, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you today?
Good.
Good.
And Byron and Good Day.
Welcome.
What, Timberland? What happened to him? By the way, I love the painting in the background.
Huh?
I love the painting in the background.
Thank you. Thank you. I got a daughter who's an artist here, so she puts all of this African thing together. So my oldest.
That's pretty creative.
Oh yeah, she's really gifted in that. I don't know how to draw a stick. I'm not a stick drawer either. So, and actually, I have to give a shout out for the painters in Liberia. There's a lot of great artists. I couldn't stop looking at and admiring all of the artwork that they have lined up on the road in Liberia. Actually, I bought a few when I got my daughter. Mommy, why are you buying art when you got an artist? I was like, well, I just love art. You got me liking art. So, but I'm gonna circle back to you guys. I don't know who's Timberland. Are you moderating today? How are you?
Hey, Timberland.
Hey, Matu, how are you? Dr. Richardson Special, how are you? The birthday guy.
That's why I will show you my special name, huh?
Yeah. James Good Day. And the great Baron. How are you guys doing, man? Everybody, how are you guys doing? How was your weekend?
Fine. How was yours?
It was comme ça. Somehow. But it's good to be back here, and it'll be an interesting show today. And I hope an interesting week too. But I want to ask you guys first before anybody listen to Prince Johnson this morning on Daybreak Africa?
Oh Jesus, no.
Oh, he made some startling revelations, man. And if I were the We Are government, they would be having second thought now because he exposed the entire Liberian government this morning.
Can we play it?
Can you play it?
Let me see if I can find the VOA record, that VOA, but you guys continue. Let me check.
Yeah, got it.
Let me check. You guys, yeah, you continue. Let me check and check it.
Mati, anything you want to add? Anything? You Any thoughts for the day?
No, I'm just waiting for my brother Kev to his homework that was given to him on Friday. Or was it Saturday? I'm not even sure. For him to please come and tell us. But nothing. I haven't really been online a lot. As far as Liberian politics. I've been into my NFL because my team lost yesterday.
Oh yeah, so I heard all the trending issues about it. What was happening? I'm sorry, I was out of the loop with the NFL this year. My husband.
Well, that playoffs and my team, the Cowboys. Everybody don't like them.
Lose. They lost to the Eagles, right?
Yeah, they lost.
Oh, so sorry.
But they lost yesterday to the 49ers. So the 49ers will play the Eagles, I think, next week.
So the Eagles are doing well. Imagine I'm right in Philadelphia area. I don't know.
Yeah. No, we're rooting for San Francisco now so they can be
Oh, okay. But the Eagles have been they come a long way. They were a 0 team for many years. Yeah. So everybody have given up on them as well. So I'm so sorry, Salamatu.
And I was leaning for my Cowboys. But yeah, so I haven't really paid attention to what's been happening today in Liberia.
So you're depressed, you're grieving your team. They lost it.
Yeah. It can really high, especially when you got Big Muff. Yeah.
Especially when you're into it. My husband don't talk for days.
Yeah, and when you got Big Muff, and the beer team, shameful.
Here we can be betting with people. Then you got to dope out some money.
We'll be back next year.
Yeah, that's what I'm here. Me, I tell you to get more support. I even can fight. You know how the game can play. I even know how the game can play.
Oh no, that big deal. Me, my NFL. Big thing. But anyway.
I got a little sister, Sharon Summerfield. She's a Raven fan. Oh my God. I can't out here when the Ravens are playing. She'll be tagging everybody every time they score. Hey God, that how you are? That how you looking too?
Yeah, that's what I said. I got Big Muff. When my boys playing, I won't be causing everybody. Yeah, oh, then when they lose now, you know what to say. But yeah,
and a Big Muff said Martin.
Yeah, no, when my team lost, they've been home earlier than us.
Somebody said the Eagles are going to take the Super Bowl home.
I don't know about all that, but
hey, we got a lot of Philadelphia people in the house here today.
Oh, yeah. The Philly fans. Oh my goodness! I mean, basketball and football. They can take that on a fanship to a whole nother level.
I'm telling you, that is too funny. I actually used to be into it, but as I don't get into it too much. I just support my husband, who is a Steeler fan. So, everything our house that Steeler. In fact, every Christmas he gets that. Oh, he wants Steeler stuff. We don't even know what to buy. No, we not buy all the Steeler things in the store. We know what to buy.
I was looking forward to wearing my cowboy shoes.
You got a cowboy hat too?
I got hat. I got shoes. I had a keychain.
I didn't realize you're into this thing like this.
Oh yes,
this thing is serious.
I love my Cowboys. Yeah, cowgirls. No problem. We take it. No problem.
Y'all say y'all been on the door for a long time to digest it. Yeah, y'all shine small.
Yeah, and
and y'all got a beautiful stadium too. I went to
they got a beautiful stadium. They got great fans. They can dress up. Oh, we can dress up. We are the best dressed.
The best. What the pass Ghanaian me, right?
And we can kick field goal, but it'll win the game.
And if we're calling your cowgirls,
that one name, but we don't care with them boys. We don't care, no problem. We're rooting for the 49ers to beat the Eagles because they frisky too.
Too many y'all guess it. Too many in Pennsylvania. So
I'm rooting. Let them beat them.
Honorable Tomale, good evening to you.
Yeah.
How are you? Madam Salamatu.
Yes. Good day.
Hey.
Okay, but I'm a Patriot fan. But my second team is the Eagles.
You're a Patriot fan, Tomas?
Oh yeah, I'm a diehard Patriots. Yeah, I'm a Lakers fan from Liberia days. Lakers fan.
No.
But today will be a good show, though. It'll be an interesting show. We got it. We got to interview yet. Got to interview.
Great,
So,
great.
but when someone gets on, we'll play that during that time. But in the meantime, you can tell us what happening at your end. Baron. Tell us what happening in Liberia today. Give us some updates about the happenings in the country.
That'll be a repeat, Baron, but you can go ahead.
Baron, you're muted.
Well, it's just a repeat. There are allegations that the standard bearer or the political leader of the Unity Party, Ambassador Joseph Boakai, he allegedly received 75,000 United States dollars from the government to sponsor his trip to the United States of America. It's making headlines right now. And over the weekend, some men believed to be, or some Liberian citizens believed to be, Unity Party partisans. They supported, or they pledged their support to the ruling CDC. And yesterday, when another one that is really making or trending out on the social media and even on the radio is this latest clip that Minister Eugene Fagon, or the revelation that he made, and warning Chief Kev Hazam about the auditors, and those are things that are making headlines right now.
Interesting, though.
Yeah.
Very interesting. But I know we'll touch on all of these issues today. But good day. I know you also monitor Liberia from your end. So what are you hearing from your end?
Today again, Legis was at it. Some of the enumerators, aggrieved enumerators, gathered today at Legis, saying they are yet to get their money after carrying on the work. They are yet to get their money, and that prompted some misunderstanding. They left there for a few hours, and they thought they were talked to. So Legis is here to settle most of the enumerators. And like Baron said, we have politicians who are still coming up with accusations and counter reactions to them. But Boakai team has come out to say, not official, but most of them have come out to say no, he did not receive the money. And Josh, we are in his making up a story. Basically, those are major issues that happened today. And Senator Johnson revelation as well.
Well, interesting though. Just on the issue about the former vice president, we have reached out to. In fact, I personally reached out to the president to tell him that they have the biggest silence on this issue. I reached out to the minister of portfolio. I reached out to Colasco, everybody. I reached out to them, asking them to break their silence on this issue because the former vice president he rubbished the issue about him receiving money from them. He considered it as nonsense, and it is indeed, they believe the dignity of the office of the presidency for somebody to be on the Facebook, social media public saying that they gave the former vice president money and without no evidence, no proof. This morning, I think Costa challenged Colasco to prove it, and he didn't. He said at the appropriate time, but I don't think it's appropriate for them to be saying such a thing. They are using our presidency to properly ridicule because never before have I seen people, since I've been monitoring from Zambia the whole time, to see the presidency just talk with, just play fun with it, you know. The president talked to the president, spoke to the president, and especially the unofficial spokesperson of the government too. They are talking, so it's somehow embarrassing. Is not a good thing. Beneath the dignity of the office of the president. I hope they could come up and officially give a position on this instead of just throwing out there, you know. But we look forward to hearing from them, from the president to come out. Yeah, go ahead, James.
Yeah, but I think it's somehow official because Carrasco is the lead campaigner, and Carrasco is the one who can take the president's pen and paper and say, yes, Mr. President. Anything the president does is Carrasco who can take them. It's Carrasco who, quote unquote, took the 5,000 to Costa. I think at that time, Minister Falcon was still in government. It was Carrasco who took the 5,000 to Costa. Most of these activities, Carrasco is the one who can take the resources to them. So if Carrasco coming out to say that the former vice president received 75,000, I think basically that's just the president, because it was not done on behalf of the government. Maybe that is why. If it was on behalf of the government, then the information ministry was going to come up. I think this was, according to Carrasco, it was a good way from the president's pocket to the former vice president pocket. So
Can I come in?
Yeah, going Byron.
I think Carrasco is not the official spokesperson for the government, and as such a statement should not even be given relevance. That's what I think. You know, we would love to take such a statement had the information minister of the Republic of Liberia said that, or the president. But I think it's just a propaganda stunt, and that should not be given attention. That's what I believe.
And I agree with you. Welcome, former Minister Fagon. Welcome. I agree with you, Byron. But that's what I said earlier. They are reducing the presidency to a mockery when you start doing such a thing. Like on social media, we got our foreign friends that watch us, who we are friends with, and they make fun of us, you know. And you start to see them bringing the president, reducing it to that level where throwing jabs and all this stuff. It's just not appropriate. And somebody need to be the bigger person to take up leadership there and say, look, the government will make an official announcement on an issue, but not to be throwing this kind of stuff. It's just not. It's not going to look good. I don't know. What's your take, Salamatu? What are your thoughts about it?
Oh, I just wanted to before she comes in. It came a time the spokesman of the president's office. What's his name? Solo. When Solo was in the U.S., a very high-ranking member of the president's press bureau, they met with me, and what's happening today? They said it. They said Carrasco is creating problem for us as press people assigned to the president. And I was like, what is the problem Carrasco is creating? They talk about his post regarding the president's work, going live anywhere the president goes, taking pictures, unauthorized pictures. And exactly what the president said, he said, if Carrasco continues the way he's doing it, at the end of the day, the government of Liberia is going to have serious communication problem. And I think that is what's happening now. A very high-ranking member of the president's communication team said that. He said, even the information ministry, Carrasco cannot give them time to speak. Everywhere the president goes, when he's eating, Carrasco is there taking pictures, going live, and posting things that are not authorized to go out, giving them out. And I asked him, I said, why the president cannot stop it? He said, even the minister of information cannot go around where Carrasco is. I told him why. He said, Carrasco, Finabono, they are the main people around the president. Anything they say, that's the funnel. Yeah. At that time, I was in Liberia.
It's not about to go ahead. Yeah, you give your thoughts on that.
Yeah, but you know what? I think what everybody said. One, he is not the official spokesperson for the government. However, because of his role and where he sits, he should know better. He should be more responsible in making these comments, in taking pictures, in posting it on Facebook. You're so close to the presidency. People don't understand. A lot of times, it's not just about the president itself. It's about the presidency. You're supposed to have respect for the presidency. You're supposed to protect the presidency. If we were in a country where, you know, we were just a bunch of violent people, somebody trying to get in, Carrasco will make it very easy for the presidency to be a target. You know, we like to compare ourselves to America. You have the U.S. State Department. You don't see Joe Biden, best friend, everywhere with him with the camera, the phone, the this, every time he eating, and then you on social media, your page is no longer your personal page. It's you're reporting information pertaining to the presidency and the state. So you on Facebook. For the past 5 years, I mean, there's been a lot of contradiction in a lot of the things that he's posted, and nobody has punishing for it. So after 5 years, you feel comfortable doing it. But it's a dangerous thing. It's very disrespectful. It's very irresponsible. It's unprofessional. He's in an agency where he is supposed to be showing diplomacy, and it's like he missing any of that. And as much as he loved George Weah, you're actually putting the president in a very dangerous position.
So true, man. That racing. You want to chime in on that?
Yeah, I want to agree with what all of you guys have said, that we are reducing the presidency, but I also think that the president should be the one to punish or reprimand or call Carrasco to book to say, listen, what you're doing is reducing the presidency. I'm sure he is aware. I'm sure people have brought this to his attention. Again, this is where leadership comes into play. And he's aware. So if he's aware, and Carrasco over the years have been posting these information, unauthorized information, just because of his proximity, just because he's close to the president, then it's very wrong. It's bad. It's endangering the president, perhaps unknown to himself. So I agree with what everyone have said. I hope that he should step up as the president of the country, and don't think just about him as a person. I think we talk about the presidency being a position that other people will fulfill when he leaves there. You have to set examples. You have to set a routine, expectation for that office. And so, you know, if he doesn't put a stop to it and you know, enforces what Carrasco does, then, you know, we'll see more of these unofficial comments being posted on Facebook of all places, or Instagram or all places, as opposed to coming from the press secretary or the government arm of information of the country. That's how things are supposed to work in a sovereign, decent nation, not a play country. They're making our country look like a play country. So I'll stop there.
Welcome, Kev. Minister Fagon, you want to chime in on that issue?
Well, sometimes it's just hard to tolerate Putin. You know, I sent it late, but I sent 2 quick screenshots to Good Day. And the reason why I sent those 2 things, there are more than 2, there are about 4. But the last one, Carrasco put out, he took down the other one, and he says, they've advised me not to talk about it again. You know, they advised me not to talk about it again. But you finish talking about it. Then he said they advised you not to talk about it. We'll finish hearing that. Thank you, Good Day. I've been advised not to talk about it, but don't collect it at night and denounce it during the day. You're not still talking about it, my people. They say you might not talk about it, then you go say, they advised me not to talk about it, but don't take it in there. And then you can't say not correct in the day. You're talking about it still. You're talking about it still. But it speaks to why some of those people and I fell out, because you are not the spokesperson of the government. Then you tell your boss, thank you, boss, for paying a way to go to America. But you forget to know that when we're on this data, thanks, boss, for playing a significant role in his departure. We are in prayer with the family. And you see it? So these people came and said that, look, not these people, you're sorry, my people. My brother Kev came on the platform and said the president told him to talk it. That they agreed to give Joe Parker money to come for treatment. But they will have to tell the Liberian people, correct me now, anybody can correct me if I'm wrong. But then Joe Parker said, no, I will take a ball, and I'm paraphrasing what Kev said. Well, you can't tell the Liberian people. They said, okay, but if you can't tell the Liberian people, then sorry, boss man, we're not giving you the money. I'm just paraphrasing what Joe Parker said. I mean, what Kev said. And Joe Parker said, okay, you'll carry your money. What was the condition, all of you sitting on this panel? The condition, for, as explained by Kev, who said the president told him, was that I will take this money, but you don't announce my name. Okay, if we take Kev thing to be correct, right? And Joe Parker took the 75K as Carrasco is suggesting. And you see what Carrasco now do now? They want a critical thinking. The method you're not do it, you're not do it. So what was the point? Maybe Kev will explain to us, because at the end of the day, Kev said that Joe Parker said, if y'all will help me and y'all go tell the people, then forget it, I don't want it. Okay, what Carrasco saying now? If Goodway want to put it up, they say I'm not talking about it, but don't collect it in the net and finance it during the day. So where are we? I'll leave that to you to decide. I mean, I don't have much to say on that.
Well, you know, before Kev come in, to close on this issue, you know, if the vice president office, the vice president himself already rubbish it, and people, if the Liberian government don't come up to clarify this issue, people just consider them to be liars. That they lie. They just make up manufacture lies because there's no evidence, no proof. You cannot show nothing that is what they are saying is true. No document to show nothing, and people close to the presidency is saying this. As I said, people will just continue to just cover the respect of the presidency because people will say they just lie, and I think the onus is on them to come up to show some evidence. But yeah, what Kev got to say, Kev.
Well, once.
Kev, you muted.
I want to say hi to everybody. I say, listen to you guys. You know, sometime I think we should realize that people out there who smart. So if you want to play politics, don't think you're living in a bubble. There's a smart people. I want anybody, all you guys that are saying this, on Carrasco post and show me who Carrasco talking about. Who Carrasco talking about? Name me who Carrasco talking about. Don't assume. Don't give me assumption. I'm asking the question. It's not a rhetorical question. Tommy, let me direct it to you. You brought it up. And you're asking for the government to make a statement. So I'm asking you, Tommy, on Carrasco post, who Carrasco talking about? Name who he's talking about. Don't give me assumption. I want you to call a name who Carrasco talking about.
Kev, look, Liberians are people are educated, man. People are smart.
No, I'm just you're quite correct.
First of all, you came on last week. I come in now.
My statement was no.
Let me address you.
I'm asking you. Don't deflect. My statement. I made my statement. It gone. So my statement.
What you said.
I'm asking you. I'm asking.
Saying what is similar to what you said.
No, Tommy, you're asking for the government to make an official statement. So I'm asking you now. Who Carrasco talking about? Tell me who Carrasco talking about.
The same thing you stole last week. What he's saying.
No. Listen. When I made my statement, right? The government came out and buttressed my statement. So let's leave that. So I'm asking you now, who Carrasco talking about? Your data post.
Really?
Kev, we'll continue. If you can say, we'll continue the show.
I just want to add that.
Yeah.
The reason I'm saying that, Dr. Richard, can you please don't interrupt me? I beg you, man.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you were finished. Everybody
had the time. I just asked a question. My question was not answered. But the reason I'm saying that, we have to be careful of playing a politics that when we ask questions you cannot answer. Play politics that you can ask. Was somebody made a post? The first thing I'm looking at that post, I want to know who they're talking about. then if I have it in my mind that who he's talking about, I can't. Because if you accuse Carrasco right now and Carrasco take you to court, can you prove that Carrasco were talking about X, Y, and Z?
Triple deck Carrasco tell him.
No, I'm just saying something. So don't twist it. I'm just saying something. So because the Liberian people are smart enough, you can't come and bring posts and start saying, "Oh, the president says he's being ridiculed. He this, and that." Don't play politics with that. So if you cannot show me who Carrasco talking about, then don't make a statement or disrespect the office of the president. Because I think what you did to me was a pure disrespect.
No, that you're too disrespecting the presidency. You're too Carrasco.
Show me who Carrasco talking about.
Just charm on the issue like that.
Oh, show me. You cannot show me.
Charm on it. Let me progress.
I have a comment about this situation, and my comment is a hallmark of a good governance is even if you get an insinuation or rumor or even a sense that people out there are accusing the government falsely of giving money to anybody, there's nothing wrong with clarifying the issue by putting out a press statement, whether you know who they're talking about or not. There's thousands and thousands of people on social media or Facebook. So even if there's an insinuation, if he didn't call the person's name, if there's a sense, there's a rumor, jeopardizing the government, jeopardizing the role of the president or the presidency, there's nothing wrong with providing a clarity comment or a statement, and that's what we're asking for.
Well, anyway,
can I say something?
I had a question.
Anyway, okay, go ahead, quick.
Go ahead with your question. And then Kude will show the Liberian people. I just sent it to him. Kude will show the Liberian people who he was talking about. Kude, I just sent it to you.
And I'm a
question when you finish. Kude will show who Carrasco was talking about.
My question is, this $75,000 that were allegedly given to the former VP, where did it come from? Did somebody post this? Did somebody take it down? Did somebody mention somebody's name? It came from somewhere.
It's because the public, because the backlash they are receiving now. So
exactly.
You see where the technical get playing now. Who you're talking to? Like, come on, you guys.
Please point out who Carrasco was talking about, yeah? Saying you don't know who Carrasco was talking about. Here, I send it to you. It said, yeah, there. So who is Carrasco boss?
Don't do that, man. So to say thanks, boss, playing a significant role in his departure. So we are praying with his family. So you assume that they're talking about the former.
I'm not assuming that one man who departed the country, that what departure mean, somebody who left, and everybody was in prayer with JMB. So
let me say this.
Thanks,
let me
boss.
say this. I think,
okay, tell that boss there, please tell her.
Ginger, move the stuff on there.
Yeah, take this down. Let me say this.
No, Kev, who the boss that man was talking about? A friendly question.
Wait now, let me.
But help me now. You probably let a baby feel bad.
Man, let me answer the question.
Man, don't make me feel bad, man. Don't make me shame. Who the boss that man was talking about?
Let me answer the question you said. I should talk again.
Yeah, the boss. That boss. Who's that?
You're not making progress. Okay.
But the only way I can answer, let her talk.
Well,
let me tell you guys this. You know, if you want the government to come up with a statement, right? The government will come up with a statement. It's something that directly, like what I say on the show, the government buttress it. Carrasco saying his thing on Facebook. You're insulting the presidency. You talking this for the presidency. Oh, they should come and say this. Oh, they should come and say this. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. But the bottom line is, yes, there's a happy hand. There was a happy hand. We know that. We all know that. And you know that there was a happy hand. Just stop playing games here.
You put that dating yourself now because you say 1 minute anyway.
1 minute he want to guess
to you.
But when we guess what it is, that problem.
Listen, what I'm saying is, saying the government should shoot a statement for that post. You all know that.
No, that's not what the woman said. What the woman said was that Dr. Richardson said.
I'm not Dr. Richardson.
Kev.
We said the government should issue
a
statement.
No, I'm talking about the statement. What she was saying is that
I'm not talking about Dr. Richardson.
Now let me finish. If we accuse the government of something that the government said no, they didn't do, including Kalasco posting something, and you ain't do it. A responsible government would then issue a statement and say, you know what? That's not what we said. That's not what we did. They will put out a statement to shut all of us up.
But in fact,
you got work to do. You see the government will say that.
But
work to do. What are you doing so much? I can't write letter.
You see that?
What is the government doing so much? I can't write letter.
So you see the government.
Y'all want me to write a letter? I will write a letter for free and give it to you.
Okay, let me progress. First of all, just to end on this. Just to end on this, okay. Kev came out and said the president told him this. He even wrote on his page. The CMI you put on your page. So now you see what I was saying that what you say on your page. So look, all I can tell you, it's just a messed up thing. The president says you should bring our presidency to the lowest ebb. It's just embarrassing and disgraceful. And I'll stand by it. It's inappropriate. We shouldn't be doing that. We shouldn't be making this messages from the presidency. It's wrong. It's wrong.
Any evidence?
Okay. Today is Monday, right? Today, according to Article 58 of our Constitution, the president should have addressed the joint session of the legislature to present his report on expenditure and income, and also on all the stuff he did over the course of the year. But today, Liberians, no words came from the executive mansion or from the legislature on why the president did not fulfill his constitutional mandate. So Liberians are asking, our foreign friends are asking, what's going on? We thought we should have heard the president address to the nation today, to the joint session of our Congress. But we don't know. Again, no message came from there. We want to know. We're still trying to ask questions about what I was just hearing the grapevine that next week.
Yeah, so it's next week.
But today should have been the day, though, according to our constitution.
No, today is not the date. The first Monday was holiday.
The fourth working 1 month holiday.
The first Monday was not a working Monday.
Why? Who's it?
The second of January was not a working Monday.
Good day. Calendar bar.
They said working Monday. They said nobody went to work. This is not the first time anything happened.
No, I stand by what I'm saying. No.
Hello, Chief Tamale. Yeah, this is not the first time happening in church. We are administration.
Communicating that with
we all know that Monday was a holiday. Was not
today is the third working Monday.
Last holiday? Come on, man.
Today is the third working
Monday. The fourth working Monday. Our constitution.
Hello.
I did it, Kev.
It's a working holiday. Working Monday. But it's not a working Monday. Second, but not a working.
New Year Day was Sunday. Then when we get a working Monday.
Okay, nobody went to working Liberia on Monday. After
did the government declare as a holiday?
Hey,
because usually that was
you know that.
They were man. The Constitution, since the holiday fell on a Sunday or Saturday, Either we'll recognize Friday or we'll
Imagine
recognize
Fagon
Monday.
putting
We're
your
not
Fagon
supposed to be on
Lafia,
the show trying to figure out.
Fagon
No, no, no.
Lafia,
Well, now, because somebody ain't go to work, but I mean, I'm not working hard.
your best friend Fagon Lafia, you're now.
No, I'm actually
All right,
laughing
so
at you, but I'm waiting for you to finish.
yeah, let's try to say it right now. How you guys doing? Yeah, let's try to say it right. James, thank you. Some of us, we were babysitting, so we had to come on late. That's the reason why it's good to babysit. Baron, thank you.
Thank you, boss.
James, good day. I hope you get all of the clip ready, all the Fagon clip ready. And want to say greetings to all. I will be looking on my right shoulder because I'm still babysitting. I hope I babysit right, Dr. Richardson? You know how it is. If you got to babysit a grandchild. But want to say, Kafiko, I may say you were taking off. What happened?
Well, I thought message on your
Yeah, 7 score. I have to come.
It was right now.
He can't take that.
Listen, with the chief call, I have to come.
Yeah, I think Kev, this is a season that you don't want to take off. You had a hold of 2020, 2021, 22. You try it now, they will kill you. But want to say thank you very much for joining us. This is the Spoon Talk. What's happening in the city? I saw something about Calasco. I believe you guys discussed it. I have no interest in discussing it. We move on. If I mean you don't want to discuss it, that's fine. But I have no interest.
We're done with that stuff.
We're done with it. Right. Beautiful, beautiful. God bless Calasco. We move on.
Which one y'all done with now? The 4th working holiday?
No, the Calasco 75,000. The 4th working holiday. Where are we? Where are we with the 4th working? Fagon, you were about to speak, when I came in. So your own thought, because the State of the Nation will be next Monday. So constitutionally, what our Liberia Constitution say, Fagon?
I think it should be 58. And it says, and yeah, our Constitution, yeah. So nobody must say, I take it for myself. Yeah, in my hand. Okay. And it says, Article 58 says, the president shall on the 4th working Monday in January of each year present the administration's legislative yada 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 yada. That is it. Just the 4th working Monday is enough. So
you answer the question, but today is what, the 3rd working Monday or the 4th working Monday?
No, listen now. That's what I'm saying. If you check the calendar, it should provide that answer. If anybody looking at the calendar. So they brought the topic up. I didn't run to my calendar right away because you know what? A lot of people say, oh, New Year Day fall on Sunday, so we just switch to Monday. No. It doesn't work like that. We're running a government.
So actually, let's just understand something, Fagon. Today is Monday. Mm-hmm. Is this the 5th working Monday or the 4th working Monday?
That's why you see me running to my calendar. So if anybody
it's the 4th working Monday. By our Liberian Constitution, today is the 4th working Monday.
Yes.
By our Liberian Constitution, Fagon, chill down 1 minute. We gotta allow our folks to understand us. Yes. But our Liberian Constitution, today should be the day President Weah gave the State of the Nation address.
Yes.
But now there's a caveat to this whole thing, and folks, you will agree. Mm-hmm. New Year Day was on the Monday.
No,
Fagon, let me finish now. You will have your piece. Let me finish.
But you asked me after they start talking.
No, Fagon, you answer my question, so I'll move on.
No, I didn't answer your question.
No, you answer the constitutional question. Fagon, wait. I asked you the constitution question. You answer it. Article blank, blank, blank says 4th working Monday. That's all I needed. So I will come back to you. Yeah, thank you. But let me make our folks understand. Thank you. New Year Day fell on a Sunday. The Liberian government, as they did Christmas Day, and some state here in America decided to celebrate New Year Day on that Monday. So therefore, the Monday wasn't considered the 1st working holiday. The 1st working holiday then moved to the 9th. So as per what happened, say what you want to say. but we got to be straight up. What happened then, we will consider today the third working holiday, and on the 30th will be the fourth working holiday. From my end, to my folks that listen to me, I think the case closed. I think it's an argument. I don't want to finish. No, let me finish. Let me end. You can say it. I'm not stopping you. I'm not going to sanction you guys. No. But from where I sit, here in the United States, Pastor Raymond children went to school that Monday. My son, no school on that Monday. It was the township own decision. Some states celebrated, some jobs celebrated the Monday to be a working Monday. So the Liberian government said we will declare this Monday a non-working Monday, but yet and still, no, Salamatu, wait now.
No. You
were told.
Know if the government
Salamatu, you were told. I will finish my own today. So I think from my end, I really don't care. The president will give the State of the Nation address on Monday. What he will say today, that's what he's going to say next week. For me, case closed. Let's move. I will move to more substantiated argument. My case closed. So Fago, you go ahead. Oh, wait, Kev. Okay. Kev, let everybody speak that one. I say my own. Fago, you go ahead.
You know, we never celebrate holiday if it falls on Sunday and the Monday. We always, if it falls on Sunday, the Monday, the holiday.
So, Kev, don't interrupt them. We will ask them why made their argument. Let's pause. You go ahead first, Fago, on this holiday thing.
The law, we're running a government and a boss score, cup score place we're running in our country.
Jesus.
The law say if a holiday falls on a Saturday, Sunday, or whatsoever, there should be what you call a proclamation. Meaning, tomorrow is Monday, but since the holiday fell on Sunday, you're not running, they're not your horse. They're not cop score or boss score headquarters. It has to be by proclamation. And so the question here is, was there a proclamation issued to say since New Year Day fell on Sunday, the president is hereby proclaiming Monday as a national holiday? Was there one? I beg to differ. There wasn't one. We are running a government. You cannot do things by heart. You have to do things by what the book says you should do. So if you mess it at your own blunder, when people began to make this noise, nowhere that says that if this holiday fall on this day, the following day should be this, should be considered. There's nowhere. You're the book right here. So was there a proclamation? Maybe the government will can't tell you say there was, but not much publicity was done. Then fine. But if there wasn't, then the fourth working Monday is today. Was there a proclamation, Kev? Do you know about a proclamation? Proclaiming January 2nd as a national holiday?
Okay.
I don't know. I don't want to criticize the government.
Thank you. You make your point. Salamatu.
Exactly. Again, you know, the fact that you didn't go to work, it doesn't make it a national holiday. As usually Falcon said, if it falls on a Sunday, we all agree. We all agree New Year was on Sunday. We all agree that you're supposed to do on the fourth working Monday. But the problem with us is that we don't like to follow the law and we don't like to communicate with the people. They're gonna give their annual message next week anyway. But let's understand that you are running a government. Even here in the America, they can tell you the federal holiday, I think like a year or two before, and it will let you know since the holiday falls on a Saturday, we will observe it on a Friday. When it falls on a Sunday, we will observe it on the Monday, or they will leave it to the state to decide when they want to do it. And the state themselves will send something out. All of us know, the federal government actually will do a proclamation and say, okay, this is the holiday. That's all we're saying. But we know the government, they don't talk to us anyway. So they will, when he ready to do his speech, he will do his speech. The legislature, they don't do any check and balance. So if he do it next week or he won't do it the month later, nothing will happen. But we just want to make sure people understand that, yeah, the fact that you didn't go to work that day, it doesn't mean that it's a national holiday. The government is supposed to declare a national holiday.
Thank you very much. The Saint.
Well, look, I think everybody's making good points, and nobody's wrong. The thing is that usually in Liberia, whenever a holiday falls on Sunday, but it's always followed by a proclamation. They issue a proclamation declaring that the next day on the national official holiday. But in this instance, it wasn't declared. That's why people are concerned, because everybody know should be in the full working Monday. Like we are right, according to our constitution, should have been a day. But because New Year Day was on Sunday, so they consider the following Monday as holiday with all proclamation. So people they assume that should have been today. So yes, in fact, a legal man just really told me, say yes, it's true. Is the full working Monday will be according to from what we see now will be on next week. So we'll end this case. But nobody was wrong. Nobody's in error here. That one very clear. No one is in error.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you. Dr. Richardson.
I think everybody have made a point. I don't want to belabor the point.
Kefiko.
You see, when you try to play politics on everything, sometimes it just kills your vibe. So don't try to make politics of everything, man. Everybody here, maybe some people forget, but we all know from over years and years and years that every holiday that falls on Sunday, Monday is a holiday. No school, no working day. We know that. We all was born in that system. But to play politics, the government issue this, government issue that. It's election time. But sometimes just think about the Liberian people, man. Don't try to fool them now. Not tomorrow. You see our young 16, 18-year-old boy then saying this thing around to some other nationality. They say, where you come from? Yeah, all that thing just stop. People stop. Let's be serious now.
So I will say that you, Kev, I will take this one from you. I do agree with everybody, but right now, the president, like he can give the State of the Nation address tomorrow. I don't care. What I care about is to discuss the substance, what he has delivered, and report to the national people. He can give the State of the Nation 12 May night, 12 May day, whatever the time is, because the Liberian people need to know what the president has promised, whether he have delivered those promises. So I will agree with everyone. Proclamation have to be made, but so why? We're going to wait for the president. We're going to hold the president responsible with the 32 promises you made on your counter tour to Bombing, to Grand Bassa, to Nimba, to Bapolu. You say you will build houses, you will build proper units, you will build marketplace, you will build hospitals, you will build the school, the Bombing County University, you will build it. We want to know because these promises were made April 21st, 2021, when he was on his county tour. So the proclamation, not proclamation, time trap not for right alone. The animal will forget, but the trap will not forget. President, we have made the promises. We will wait 2021. He did. We will wait for Monday. Folks, Monday not fire well. Today is Monday. 7 more days will be into another Monday. Let's move on. What I want us to discuss is very, very important, folks. The Prince Johnson issue, and a lot of people call me concerning the Fagon message on Friday. Fagon said something. What did he say? Was somebody in error when Pillman tried to cut Fagon? But actually, though, we have to click. I said this. No, you didn't. It was about the death of our brother. May his soul rest in peace. And the family should forgive me, because if we bring this conversation up, it's very important. How did he die? Who know what? When? How? Why? We should ask all these questions. So we're glad to have the former Deputy Minister Eugene Fagon for press and public relation. He's here. He will answer that question. We will go back to the clip and we'll have a wonderful show. Then we'll talk about the Prince Johnson. And then we'll talk about these people that are having to hold the president feet to the fire, the Namati partners, saying the president has broken all his promises. Then we're going to talk about Joseph Yeman Boakai here in the United States. Joseph Yeman Boakai is here, strong, powerful, but something was catched inside of Matthew. We can announce to the group. Joseph Yeman Boakai and Alexander Cummings flew on the same plane. Oh yeah, they were in first class. Oh yeah, they spoke for over 3 hours or 2 hours. So where you go ahead? What did they talk about? Who knows? Only I know.
Oh
yeah. You know I would know. So then, Mr. Boakai, Ambassador Boakai, got off the plane in Ghana, and Mr. Cummings continued to Togo or wherever he was going. Now, some political leader got a friend. Mr. Cummings on his way to America. But for almost 3 hours, all by themselves, because JMB was in first class, Mr. Cummings was in first class, and the other folks then was in economy. What did they really talk about? Did they talk about Yombly? Did they talk about Ure? Did they talk about coming together to save Liberia? Did they talk? What really did they talk about, folks? I was blessed to ask this question to one of them. I asked them, one of them. Because it's too much around that. You know, sometimes when we come on Spoon Talk, let's forget about those stories that people say, oh, the person said they gave you money, the person, no. Let's talk about the issues. But what did Mr. Cummings and JMB, well, the discussion was about what? And we gave you the scope. We will do that today on the show. Let's go into the conversation. Let me ask James to play the Fagon clip. We will start with that conversation and we'll end with the Cummings and Boakai plane ride, a business class ride, by the way.
I thought we'll do the PYJ first. Oh.
You want us to do PYJ first?
mean,
yeah, we'll keep the PYJ because it's connected to the why Cummings and Boakai flew the same for 3 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
So president of the PYJ.
No, why Cummings and Boakai flew the same.
But yeah, that PYJ is only you should be scared.
But I want to say something, folks.
Exposing your body.
Too many. People need to understand. They're playing right. Was it playing Salamatu? That Richardson, the Cummings and Boakai flying the same plane. And they observe the date too now. They observe the date. You know, they plan the date to fly together. You remember when Cummings want to visit Boakai? I'm going to leave my own like that. But James, please, I'm begging you. No, my man, stop.
Because what we know, remember, I was your minister for information when $16 billion came about. I ain't talk yet, so hush. 25 million. I ain't talk yet, so hush. The death of the auditors. I ain't talk yet, so hush. The 30 million stimulus. I ain't talk yet, so hush. If they send you here to challenge me, I will not even see you say, look at my glasses. Because when I open up, they will have to run for cover. I'm using no glasses. Read my eyes. What I know and how I know it, you don't know 10%. And the next time you try it on this platform, you will know how the 6 auditors die.
Eugene Fagon, thank you very much. So let me ask, before we get into this, is there any part of the clip that we are missing? James, do you have another portion of the video clip that you want to play? Or that's it? Good day. James Good, come on. Do we have another?
The only part I have is Kev.
Okay, so then
Kev led the discussion and got concluded about Fagon.
No, listen now. So let me hear Fagon conclusion, please.
That's the concluding part
So
of
that's it.
Yeah, after him, you brought in Kev.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, thank you very much, James. I won't miss anything. Fagon, can you?
Wait, there is a part, and I will tell James there to cut. It is between 4 hours. You know where you see the 4 hours, the dot, then you have the 2. Okay.
So James, did you
4
send it to
hours
James?
between 2 and 5, and that's why I showed to the public today.
I don't know what you showed to them. I didn't see you showing something, but do you have it? Can you send it to James?
Okay. When I'm done talking, I will send it.
Yeah,
to
you go ahead. While you do that, we can send it as correct. But
okay.
Can you clear the air now? What is mistaken? In the CDC chat room, they have this video. In the UP chat room, they have the video. Folks calling me and say, you know something that you need to share with the Liberian people. How did those folks die? What do you know? And can you please clarify your statement you made on Friday?
All right. Between 4 hours, 2 minutes to that of 5 minutes, which I showed to over 1,800 people listening to me in real time. On the Spoon Network, you see where I made it quite clear that Kev, when I told you, I'm quoting I'm not what it called, but exactly what I said. When I told you that you will know how the 4 auditors die, I meant it. And it's on there. I showed it to the whole country today. The people heard the truth. Because you know why? Regarding 16 billion, let me start with just 1 or 2 of them. Quickly, then I get to the auditor story. Our government gave $30 million stimulus package, a cheap shot. We contributed 25 million, according to my president, and the international community brought in 5 million. Let's start with that. When I came, I told Kev a lot of questions he asked me about some of these issues. I had to tell him, what my thoughts were. And that 30 million today, no hay, no tea. Let me speak real Liberian English when I want. No hay, no tea. And the issue of auditing WFP, that my government made me announce that the money was given to. What happened? My same government came to me and said, yeah, you announced it. I said, but the Constitution is very clear that monies that come from state coffers will have to be accounted for. I was blasted out and told not to talk that again. And it's in the Constitution. You don't give money, state resources to anybody. Even the president's speech that's coming on, he has to explain. So what do we do? I was blasted out. I'll let it go. Does anybody know any audit report or anything from the 30 million? The answer is no. The $25 million mock-up. And when the issue came, I was told, I was the deputy minister, I was told to tell the country that WFP is an international organization, therefore they cannot be subject to audit. I said, but Liberian put money, how can you not audit? But again, like I said, I was blasted out. 16 billion mop-up exercise. The 16 billion, sorry. I went to Nathaniel Petrie and had a clear explanation of that money and what had happened, and that our country's currency in circulation was about 17.5 million. So it was not possible for the 16 billion to get missing. Then mean, our country money gone. So I got to learn that there were extra money printed, and that was that money that got missing, and it was proven in the 2 reports. Did we dwell on that? Not much. The $25 million mop-up exercise. What did we focus on? We focused on 17.5 million. But nobody focused on the fact that the 2 reports clearly stated that the money was taken outside of the banking institutions and changed on the street. Now listen to this. The reason was that there was no money in the bank, I was told. The banking institutions did not have the money. that Fula people, Indian people, and other people were keeping the monies in their houses and teaching it on the street. Now, let's get one thing clear. How do you change 17.5 billion US dollars? I'm talking about the quantum of money, meaning that kind of money, US dollar, cash money. How do you change it outside? And you change it. Now let's come to the auditors. As government spokesperson, I have always been the one to ask questions because I have always been the one to sit behind the microphone. And James Goody, I hope you're cutting that clip from 4 hours, just as I show it today on my stuff. You go to 2 and then up to about 5, right in between there, you will get it. You go, they will call you, for example, and say, oh, we got some issue, yada, 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 X, Y, Z. And as a spokesperson for the government, it's your job. If they tell you that, oh, the auditors died this way, as a spokesperson, you can't go say, oh, I will talk my own thing. That's not normal. But let's start with Bate Niswa. The day before Bate died, I was one of those. If he saw 1,000 people, I was one of those that he saw. I was in Miguel's fence when he came. He came with a dummy report, which he told me about. I'm just going to make it fast. It was a folder. The under part was blue, but they're plastic, and the top part was clear plastic, but the under part was blue hard plastic. And he told me it was an audit report. He confided in me that what was in the audit report was damning, very damning. And I will always have these big guys to go and see Miguel because the place was always packed to capacity. So I'm one of those who was privileged to go in, come out anytime I want to. So I went and told Miguel that Bate was there. And that Bate said he had an audit report. Miguel said, let him wait. Miguel was dealing with people. I know what Bate told me concerning the damning things that were in the report. One had to do with the port. So when I went in the second time and Miguel could not see Bate, and Bate said, my man, I'll come back tomorrow. I said, okay, then I'll just tell Miguel you'll come back tomorrow. That was it. The next morning, I went to pick up Bate. I went to pick up Nathaniel Miguel, and we normally do our stretch right in the yard. We go for a walk. We went for our walk, and while on our walk, we got the call that Bate had passed away. We were both shocked. How it happened? They said he fell from up was the initial report we got. I was asked to go and announce stupidity. That's how we call it here today. And I said, no, there has to be a report. The police have to give us initial findings on what happened, what didn't happen. We have to know. But Miguel was very distraught. He was very disturbed at that news. We did not end our walking. We came back. Miguel does not normally go with his phone. So again, when that happened, we came back trying to put together the pieces. It wasn't making sense to anybody. Why would Bate Niswa go to Calabash and get drunk to the point where he can't walk? Who drove him home? That question today cannot be answered. When Bate left his house to go to Calabash with the friends, who did he leave behind? When he came back to his house and he claimed the step, who carried him upstairs? He walked? If you were that drunk? But Bate, who is Bate? Who got his own house? Don't know where the bathroom is. The story we were getting from the initial report, they said he woke up to go pee-pee and he used the side door from where he fell. Who was there to know that he wanted to go pee-pee? How did they manage to know he was going to pee-pee? Those were questions that could not be answered as spokesperson for the government. Why, when Bate fell from that elevation of the door to the ground, how did Bate's body appear out the distance that it appeared? As spokesperson for the government, and you have a smart journalist, these are questions that you have to answer. Because when you put together the pieces, it does not make sense. He had lived in our house forever. No matter how he was drunk, how did he get up? Who put him in the room if he was that drunk? Okay. Fast forward. I don't want to waste my time. Let's go to Gifty. May their souls rest in peace. When asked again, I had similar questions. Who was the first to speak? The president. What did the president say about them? Apparently, they were making love in the car. That threw the whole debate from the reality on the ground. And people who know about it, I'm challenging them to speak to it. Once the president said that, we didn't know where to start from now to talk. But there were questions. Here are some of the questions. What were Gifty and Wahid were working on, the other auditor? They were working on a very damning report from different entities, including the port being the main one. Now, what happened? According to government explanation, they said, oh, the man called a woman, this and that. As spokesperson for the government, I had a couple of questions to ask. And I saw that people were chasing me like, you want to know too much and stuff. But the truth of the matter is, if two persons sat in a car up Broad Street and the windows were up and there were no air coming in somehow under the carbon monoxide, how is it possible that somebody sitting in the car will not know that they are choking? Two persons sitting in the car will not know, all two of them, that they are choking. How is it that they will not even be able to bring the window down? How is it that they will not even open the car door? How is it that two of them will sit and die in the seat with the seat belt on? How is it there will be unexplained circumstances to this death? I was chief spokesperson. I am supposed to answer pressman question. What happens if these questions come about? So again, when the government say battered job as a result of falling, that's the government's stuff. And that he went out with friends to drink, and they came back, and he went upstairs, and he was sleeping. He woke up to go pee-pee, and he dropped. That is it. The two auditors. If you were a press person or a spokesperson, you going to stand in front of people and tell them these two people sat in the car, even though they were choking. They never wound the glasses down. They never opened the door. They just sat there and died like fools. And both of them died at the same time. Will he be able to explain that as a press person? So if Goodell got my tip, let him play it. I can say to anybody, there were circumstances that I, as deputy minister, that I sat behind the microphone or stood behind the microphone. There were things I had to grapple with. And yes, I told Kev, you will know how to die because the time is not far. For example, I'll go with the last one not to bore anybody here. On the county tour, Ledger, who was given $5,000 for the government information team, he took Kwame Weeks, split the money with him from Lena, and they left me behind. Miguel asked me to come along. Miguel felt that I was not treated fairly. I'm the Deputy Minister for Press and Public Affairs. How is President going on a county tour that you need a man who's supposed to talk to the press behind? So Miguel said, my man, ride with me, let's go. We got in Miguel's car. We went on a trip. In Ganta, I repeat, the foreign minister, everybody lining up to go to the president, came to Miguel's car, tap on the window, and said, Fagon, I need to explain something serious to Miguel. So let me ride with Miguel, please. While we're going, I will explain it to him. It's very serious. It's a national issue, blah, blah, blah. So I look at Miguel and said, he said, you can ride my car. Ride my car. Yeah, right there. Just go ride my car. So in Ganta, I got down. He's a senior minister. I went to his car. It was a white Toyota Land Cruiser. And the seat there in that thing is hard like plank. I sat in the car. But for some reason, I don't know what came over me. I know I wasn't feeling comfortable. There was a guy sitting in the front seat. I don't know if he's EPS or what. I don't know. But he was in the front seat. So I sat for a while. And you know they can be lining up the cars in the way and manner in which they should proceed in the convoy. Then I said, no, I can't do this. And I got down. Because I was not comfortable. I took a ratting car and I left Ekip Banga for my way to Monrovia. The next morning, I get a call from FINA telling me that one EPS officer case. The first thing I expressed was shock. I was very shocked. I'm like, hey, man, you know, you feel bad. But what happened? How you case said? Y'all got to go announce that the EPS officer case said. Now I told her, no, madam, it don't work like that. The EPS officer case said, how? Why? Where? And she said, y'all just go to, she just cut the phone off. She was angry. And I was trying to tell Kev, have you been in my shoes? The first news that came out, EPS officer K said, okay, fine, how? Then later, the story started to evolve and the story started to change. Now he was going mentally insane, and then he posted a threat to the president live, and then the Arabia, yada, yada, yada. Have you been in my shoes? There are questions today that need answers, and by the grace of God, those answers will come one day. And
Fabian,
yes,
thank
that's
you.
it.
Thank you very much. Indeed, we are here on the Spoon Talk. It was because of what you said on Friday. That's why we are here to have this discussion.
Right.
And I think we will give everyone the chance because this is very, very unique and important. We're going to be serious and ask you some hard questions. Former Deputy Minister for Information, Press and Public Relations, Eugene Lami-Fagon. Do you think those auditors were killed? They were murdered? We are not hearing you. We are not hearing you.
You know, you asked the question. You didn't say, do you know for sure? You said, do you think they were murdered?
Correct.
Honest to God, I believe those auditors were murdered.
I have some lawyer friends texting me because of what you are saying today. They believe that you are reopening the file.
Mm-hmm.
They believe that you can serve as a family state witness to the investigation when they reopen the file. Are you looking to do something like that? Will you be willing to testify to what you believe, what you know, what you have heard?
Stanton, what I say here tonight is what I'll stand by. I was one of the last person who saw Bate Niswa, and I don't believe Bate went out to drink, get drunk, can't even get back to his house. Based on what Bate told me and what I saw in Bate's hand, I believe that Bate Niswa was murdered.
So my last question before I bring the rest of the folks in. If you think, and I was just focused on THINK, if you think that they were murdered, if you think that somebody killed them, to be blunt, if you think somebody entered Bate Niswa's home and killed him, put those people in the car, then I will ask you, give me one good reason. I know you have explained a lot why you think they were murdered. Just one. The main purpose of why you think and who you think may have done such a thing.
No. I will not say who I think. No. Let the investigation produce that person.
So why you think
That's
so?
my thought. Now,
so why you
as
think
to
so?
why I think they were murdered, because if Bate can look at me and tell me that the report in his hands was damning, and the only person he could share it with was McGill, and not just put it out there, it means that they have uncovered massive corruption that, in my opinion, only a man like McGill could have seen. Secondly, let me tell you something that happened. I've been in that situation all the time. On one separate occasion, the little guy from EPA, what's the labor name? Not labor per se, but he's the deputy. If you recall, there was a spillage from the LPRC from a tanker that caused serious environmental problems, or killing the fishes and what have you. I will get him because I know somebody will soon put it out. The report they got from that oil spillage, imagine ship offloading, and people are like, they forget. The tank was like to this level, and you wouldn't be small, and they forgot and start falling, and everybody's standing by the set. The whole thing leaked in the ocean. They took days to clean it out from our port. The report there was so damning. Only one person, Randall Dobayu, that's why I like the librarian. Only one person he wanted to talk to about the report. And you know what? When we went to the meeting, the LPRC boss, the lady said the place was too hot. She could not stay. When those guys had opened up, we went to the meeting at the EPA's place, and she said the place was too hot. She could not stay there. She could not be in. She had to leave. That's because what they were putting out there. And I'm sure one day these reports will come out for people to see. There was massive damage caused as a result of that spillage that the companies could have paid millions of dollars for. But then,
so since then, let's go back to the issue, and guys, you can comment.
And that's what I'm coming to.
Yes.
The reports, I believe, the auditors had. For example, we were bragging as a government that there were over 2,000 ghost names of teachers. Good day, then we confirm that to you, even right here, that were wiped up from the Ministry of Information, Education payroll. 2,000 plus ghost names. I made that announcement. The question was, again, when Bate talked about education being one of them that day, was who was eating this money? Because it was a new government now, remember? So they didn't come up and say, oh, this and that. It was Bate them from IAA who conducted that investigation and found out. So who was collecting the over 2,000 people salaries all along until that fateful day? There were so many damning reports that came out of the administration. And if you notice, the auditors die within weeks of each other. They die within weeks of each other. So it tells you the real story. So I believe they were murdered because of what they knew and the damaging effect it would have had on the administration.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Dr. Rich is saying, Salamatu, Kev Hassan, Tuman and George, and Dr. Peabody. Can you please join in with your 2 questions?
I don't have any questions. I just have a comment, and my heart goes out to the families of the auditor. Every time we speak about them, it's kind of reopen, the wounds of losing a loved one. I only wish that our security system apparatus can just educate, train more the investigators, the police on things like fingerprinting analysis, large tests, how to ask good investigative questions, setting up timeline, all of those kind of forensic, things that people in other parts of the world can use to analyze cases. I wish that we could train our security system to do that. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you very much. Salamatu, your 2 questions?
No, I actually just have one question. Maybe it's a comment. Again, my heart goes out to the family for reopening this. But have they also thought about doing their own independent investigation as to what happened? I mean, autopsy is one thing, can tell you, how the person died, but an investigation will be able to explain how, what happened that led to maybe to the person's death. So that was just a question. I don't know if anybody know the family.
Thank you, Salamatu. You want to say something to that?
The family, as in the case of Gifty and the others, asked for an autopsy to be done. There was a lot of skepticism about the autopsy and its reports, but they did ask for an autopsy. Like, okay, for example, Mr. Innes from the bank is somehow related, not somehow, he is related to McGill's wife. And the circumstances surrounding his death, which happened around the same time as the auditors, and the explanation that was given to this day does not make sense. Still does not make sense. But again, like I said, there are people in Liberia who wish they could fight, but are afraid that they will suffer the same fate as their relatives. And that is the fear that most people have. And That is why they're quiet. Because sometimes they really want to go all out, but they can't because they just feel like nothing's going to come out of it. And if they push it, they'll die.
Thank you very much. Kev Hassan?
Yeah, well, I think we should pay attention to this, statement by Minister Fagon. I think we should go back to the tip because he said he would tell me how they die. It's a straightforward thing. There was no back and forth into that. He would tell me how they died. And I know that as a former minister, we spoke on that issue. And some of the things that he told me that there's the auditors, they were uncovering stuff from the past government. From the past government. That's what he told me. He mentioned the teachers' stuff from the past government, stuff with Demi from the past government. That's one of the things we thought. You remember, let me bring you guys. I don't know if people were following. Remember, Fagon had a press conference with Arthur Johnson for $4 billion that he was trying to uncover some auditing. You remember that press conference? It's there. $4 billion. So some of the things I gather for him, it is surprising. I don't know if you want to link it because this is politics. But one of the things that we mention for him, even Neswa girlfriend, were with him in the house. As a matter of fact, because he asked the question, how did he know he went to use the bathroom to pee? But his girlfriend was there, which she was arrested. He knows that. He was the spokesman. He announced that. But he tried to take that out and asking that question. So some of the things I was saying to him, because I remember CEO Fagon, I was in the living room, Fagon sleeping in my guest room, and then people on Facebook saying Fagon was on the site of some murder in Liberia. So I went to wake him up. I said, Fagon, people talking about you. They say you there. Why you in America? He said, that's how they do in Liberia. They would just come up and say things. The second one, again, somebody used Fagon's name with a fake page and say, Costa will die. And I call Fagon. I call him and say, my man, look at this thing. They're using your name again. Fagon said that's how. Fagon had to talk to BBC, had to interview BBC on that and statement. So I don't know if Fagon, if my brother Fagon tried to, because of politics that time, but he explained those things to me, because when I hear this thing, I call him up. I say, Fagon, they're calling your name, they say you dead. He in my house, they say he in Liberia killing somebody. People attack me. I told him, point finger at my face and say, your brother Fagon is a killer. Point finger at my face. He know that people attack me up for him. So for him to try to play politics on this issue while people are grieving and still grieving, because I know I'm still grieving for my mother, my sister, my father, which he told me clearly. And that's why the auditors was trying to get to the government to show what happened, what they uncovered from the past government. Some of the people say, why are they?
So do you have a question for him?
Well, what I'm saying, let him debunk what I'm saying and to him right now with the question that I asked him. Let him debunk that he never had a press conference for $4 billion with Arthur Johnson. We can call Arthur Johnson. We confirm that, Councillor Johnson. So he told me. He said, look, some of the things the past government did. He even went to. He even told me. He said, look, we dust some of those things. It there. He was angry. He said, the past government, which is the Unity Party government, wrecked this nation. There's still a lot of stuff.
So put this thing in question now. I won't forget to respond, but I want to understand why you responded.
What I'm saying, part of the thing he was talking to me about, that he feels that those auditors things is from the past government. That's some of the thing that he told me about, and we talk about it. And he's right here, and that he knows. That's what he told me.
Fagon, you like to respond?
Nice try, Kev. Well, you know, Kev, it's hard to lie because, like when you want to lie, you know, you have to tell some truths that people will listen to, and then when they connect it somehow, they will believe your lie. Since our government took office, our government have never audited any past official. Let me repeat myself. Since
I said what you told me. I said what you told me.
But how can I tell you something that ain't happening?
And you
don't
have
interrupt me now. You were talking.
The press conference of the $4 billion, Fagon. You had a press conference of you and Arthur Johnson. Let's call Arthur Johnson and ask him. If Arthur Johnson said, I'm lying of that press conference, then let people say I'm lying right now. Just place a phone call to him. You had a press conference on the $4 billion. And I asked people out there, please pull it up. So
Kev, I'm not going to go over.
I'll make my call.
What you got to do with it? What he said? Yeah, focus on what he said.
When I look at you,
I agree with you, Tomlin. Let's focus. He said he knows. So
I will wait for
Tomlin, the reason I brought this thing, because this is personal to you, for me. The reason I brought this up because I don't want him to stay away from what he said. He said he knows.
You always do this.
He said he knows.
People will sit down and listen to you.
He said he knows.
The thing you're talking not making sense.
So I want him to explain to the Liberian people.
You asked
him.
You said
about
something.
This auditors because you say you know.
Kev, keep talking until your boss man come back. Because I would not sit down for you to be interrupting whole day. Keep talking. Because you will talk, somebody will listen to you patiently. Even when you're talking something that didn't happen with, they will listen. As soon as they open their mouth to speak, you get in your feelings. Kev, the government that I serve have never audited any past official. Fact number one. The government that I serve in have never audited any past official. It was not possible for me to tell you that. Name one past official that this government audited. Now, if you want to know about the 4 billion story, before I get to that, fact number two. ARIA was brought about to go to the audit report from the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government, conducted by Ellen Johnson Sirleaf herself. That was the report we went to. CFOS, Lafagu, Arthur Johnson were the people I are working with. Listen, you're talking to the people on the phone, you're not listening again. Oh. These are people that are on the phone because the thing I can tell you, it can't make sense. Trust me, I'm your brother.
I'm looking for the tip. Find the tip. Because what you told me,
but we gotta move on now. Fagon, can you finish up, please? The others have to come in. I beg you, if you guys. Finish up, Fagon.
Now, the 4 billion you want to talk about, you don't have a clue. So we went back to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf audit report that she conducted. In that report, my own brother Nina, Samuel 12 brother in there. All the people in the government right now, most of them, the name were there from the past government in that other report. Hear me and hear me well from Arrett. Now, the 4 billion was what Arrett came up and said that if we choose to, we can go and collect the 4 billion through a group, Grant Thornton, and I give you need in London. They were going to help us to recover about 4 billion of Liberia's stolen money abroad. Our government under George Weah have not audited the past government or even her own government, that her own government audit that produced the 2,000 teachers and other things. So those files, okay, Stanton, those audit was conducted by Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. We went and took their own audit report and looked inside. And I told you that's how we found all those people, their names, and we refer to them as persons of interest. And to cooperate with the government, and we started taking some of the money back from them. As far as the 4 billion is concerned, that was the press conference we had. And if you want a quote from the famous Solicitor General, he said, there will be no mountain too hard to climb, no valley too low to travel. We will get all of you because it is your own report. I did not tell you that George Weah government audited the past government. Do you know of one official they audited? Zero. It was Ellen's own audit report that we use. All of our own audit that we have done within our government have got yet to be made public. And they want the investigations that we know from LACC is only legis and agriculture. You have further questions?
Thank you very much. Let's move on. We'll come back with another question. Let me bring you Dr. Peabody. This is getting interesting. And again, we remember the family of those editors that passed. We pray that while we have the discussion, they remain strong in spirit, in mind, and body, because it is indeed a painful conversation to have. But Dr. Peabody?
Well, again, my prayers and best wishes go out to the family. I know Ninswat's wife very well, and I know she grieves every day. The young boy graduated from high school, and a lot has happened since his passing. But we just continue to keep him in the family in our prayers and best wishes. I don't know if I have a question to this, but let me just ask you this if I do. There was a friend that was with Ninswa. Did you guys ever get information from her? Yeah, there was a lash he had a friend with him.
What was your question? You said it was alleged?
Yeah, that he had a friend there with him when the incident occurred.
The government said there were several friends who were persons of interest. There was a lady named, I can't name all of them offhand now. There was another guy by the name of Tikon Williams, whom I know very well. There were so many people that were questioned as to being with him at D. Calabash. But the D. Calabash story, as we try to get facts about him drinking excessively that night, till this day, nobody can come up definitively and clearly to say that he was drinking and he got drunk to the point where he couldn't walk. As far as the house is concerned, there's still questions as to how the people got in the house, who opened the door, how Bate went upstairs, who was with him. We heard about this lady and so forth and so on. These are lingering questions. And if you in my position as Deputy Minister for Press and Public Affairs, come on, man. Everybody sitting here are normal people. These are some questions the journalists will ask you. So if you cannot get the answer from your own people, what are you supposed to think? What are you supposed to think? And so I was put in a very difficult position. And I strongly believe, I'm a Christian. I don't believe, I will say it again, I don't believe it, and nobody can force me. I don't believe that those people die in the way and manner that they died, between the few weeks that they died. That they just died because it was their time to die. And based on what Bate Nusua told me the day before he died, I believe strongly that those people were murdered. Whoever did it will be found one day. And I don't mince my word. I am saying it, I won't repeat myself. That I truly believe that they were murdered by people who somehow they discovered were corrupt beyond imagination, that stole money that even if people had heard. And you know, serving as deputy minister, let me say this before I close. Today, I went back and I started to ask questions to one or two persons on the IREC team. Can you send me back what you sent me the list? And I'm going to go back and try my best to dig up those videos. If they tell you how much some people owe, you will never believe that people can owe that kind of money. And I'm saying it again. I want to say it, let people hear me. The list I had in front of me like this to read, the money that were attached to the names. First of all, I said, if my Ellen government really caught these people like this, how? Because some people stole 3 million, 5 million, 500,000. One case was a gentleman, I would not say stole. The document was showing that they were found culpable for the money. One case in point, I think many of y'all remember, Sumo Kupi, a gentleman by the name of Sumo Kupi. I look at the money, and one of the money, that's one, not all, but one of the amount they say he took was over $500,000 that he took cash from the counter. And I sat down and said, how do you tell the Liberian put a kind of thing that one man took over $500,000? And so that was the past government who audit. It's not our government. There is no audit report from our government.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
My
second question.
My next question, Mr. Farquhar, I believe you are privileged to have a lot of information. You serve as the Deputy Minister of Information and Public Affairs. You are privileged to have information that none of us here would have on the killing. But the other auditors that were killed in the car, as it was alleged. What more can you tell us now?
Other than the fact that I've just told you, it makes no sense for someone to go and sit in the car, number one, and leave the car running while they sit in the car, okay? And they are choking from carbon monoxide. They are not asleep, but they will not loosen the belt and jump outside. That they will not bring the car window down. That somehow they are in the car at a particular spot and choose to die. It makes no sense unless you're committing suicide. It makes no sense that according to our president, that the people were in the car and somehow they were boyfriend and girlfriend that he suggested. That's the president said it. Ask anybody on the live feed. Whenever there is an investigation and the chief law enforcement officer, without anybody knowing, jumps in front of everybody and talk like that, then what do you think the other person supposed to say? So, at that stage, to me, there is no way I can look at people and say that I don't think that they were murdered. They were murdered. All the reports told you they had to take along with them the laptop. somebody going to be their boyfriend, why would they carry a laptop? That a laptop would be the big.
So, sorry to interrupt you. Before I bring in Thomas and George, you make mention of Gifty Laman and the other gentleman. You make mention of our brother Jenswal and the EPS personnel. I want to go back to the EPL personnel. When you received the information, who told you why? How did he die? What did it tell you?
No, like I said, Fina didn't say how he died. She just told me that the one EPS officer had killed himself. Let's put it that way. And that she wanted me to prepare a statement to announce it. And I told, first of all, I expressed shock. And then I told her, I said, no, but not like that. You can't just do it like that. How did he die? When did he die? Where did he die? These are questions when you serve in my position, you will definitely be asked. So what am I supposed to tell the people? The first group of information that came out was that he killed himself. And I know that from Fina because she said it. Then
she said it to you.
Yeah,
she spoke to you.
She spoke with me and said that one EPS officer killed himself. Now, whatever rumors the people had out there, I didn't care for that. As we went deeper, then the story changed. That he was escaping, that he was talking out of his mind, and that he was a threat to the security of the president, to the safety and security of the president.
So hold on 1 minute. That pause right there. That's why actually I want you to come in at, because he shot himself. Allegedly.
That was the first thing we were told.
The first statement. He killed himself. Now this.
Killed himself. They didn't say he shot himself.
Okay, that's what Fina told you.
Yes, that he killed
directly
himself.
From Fina Bundle.
I said from her mouth.
Protocol to President George Biden, we are. She told you this guy killed himself. Yeah. Now, the second security, the second statement, this is concerning Melvin Early, I believe that's his name. Yeah. So the second statement now, can you confirm that statement, or was the statement just a rumor? Someone came to you and told you exactly what you just said to us?
No. Like I said, the information started filtering from all over that he was running away, he was a threat to the president, he was talking out of his head, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Government's own official statement that came out was not clear. If you go back to any one of the tape, it will never tell you how many times he got shot, who shot him, how he died, exactly what time he died. All those information was just scanty. We only reported the death of an EPS officer, and the circumstances were being investigated, and that we'll get a report from the government at the end of the report. Normally in cases like those, unless you get a definitive statement from the police, you will always say that we're sorry to announce the death of XYZ. This event occurred in Bienduro. We don't know the circumstances. It's an active and ongoing investigation. We'll report to you as soon as we can get more information. That's what you say. That's it.
After the Fina Bundle, after she spoke to you, then what happened? I beg you, Tim, and we got to let's talk about this incident one at a time. So Melvin Early, the former
what happened now? Remember?
Yeah. Then what happened? Yeah.
What happened now? Remember, I had left from Ganta and returned to the capital. Praise God. So I was only receiving the information as they were coming in. I left the trip. I did not travel with the president to be in Duru because of the circumstances I explained regarding Maxwell Kimia taking over from me in my girl's car and asking me to ride his car. I praise God for that.
So why Maxwell asked you to, okay, we'll come to that, because why would he leave his own car to, anyway, but let's see what this guy. So then your story started, you tried to follow through with this story. You did, you followed through with this story. And then what? Your own conclusion on this case. Did you call Fina Bundle back? Did she change her story?
No. The EPS furnished us with what we needed to know, that they were in the process of investigating. The best they could report was that one of the officers was down. So once it became an active and ongoing investigation, we could not pry further we have to wait for a report.
Okay, Fagon, thank you very much. I have up to now, just for the sake of our audience though, up to now there is no other official statement from the government since the last statement, correct?
The last I got was even the family was fighting to get the body. And the last the family had the opportunity to speak, they said, the family said there were several bullet wounds on the body, and that they were told that Mr. Early was escaping, that he was running, and then they decided to take him down. Why? How? It would be wise if a government spokesman come here to tell you. But there will be several questions asked, for example, as to if he's running, why did they take him down? Was he coming towards them? Then the bullets wound will have to explain this.
Well, was he running? If it is true, was he running away with gun in his hand? With
but
the gun in the
some
hand?
of the issues.
But I also heard that the
incident.
incident.
Come out to say these things. They leave rooms for all these
Let
questions.
me bring this into my Josh. I heard that the incident took place around Prince Johnson compound. Is that correct? Did you hear the same thing?
Not far from Prince Johnson compound. It was early that morning.
Okay.
Very early.
Thank you. Sentiment, Josh.
First, let me say the family of Ibati Yinswa is monitoring the show. They're watching it, and I just got a message from them that they have said all along that they believe that the relative was murdered. They said it during the funeral. They said it on the VOA interview, and they said it on our platform, and they are monitoring it. And I just want people to be very careful. Understand that this show is being followed and watched by Legal Minds and others forth. And
everything you can to remind all about Legal Minds. Anybody can watch this show. Why you can be coming back here? They people monitoring.
Okay,
you know how many people watch this show?
I know thousands of people watch it. I just want to say, but I just gave me my what I'm being informed. Okay, but moreover, there's a serious what we call startling revelations that have been made today. Startling revelations, and the government of Liberia. I know they are not. I know they are unhappy with this, but that's the facts. I mean, what the Deputy Minister is saying today is what we are the world is watching and listening to, and the family of Yinswa, especially a U.S. citizen, the U.S. government may go along with the case because as a citizen, and no matter what happened, and then government take over, the case will resurrect. And Fagon, I mean, you are happy nobody forced you to speak, and you are speaking your mind, which is the family of those who are the victims. They are all, I'm sure, they are happy to hear what they're hearing today. That somebody will close with the government saying this, but however the case, I want to just again read to wish the family members of those that died condolences again, especially Ibati Yinswa. I attended his memorial service in Rhode Island, and I was very close to him and his family, especially that week he and I spoke. I was in Walmart when I was joking on the phone, and I told him, I said, but there have been the incident of the 3 auditors. So we're talking now. You can see, but hurry and come on this side. Then he said, as soon as I finish this audit report, I'll be coming home. I'll come to chill you for 1 month. Then Saturday morning, I heard he passed away. So it touched me, or very close to me. So whatever the case, not much we can say. Just that we are just listening to startling revelations coming from a one-time deputy spokesman of the Liberian government, and history will come to pass on these issues, because we pray that they will find a closure to these people who lost their lives. They serve our country. They were people, family members, and I just don't think it was fair for them to have no closure on this case. So on these cases, Stanton, not much I can say about this now. Just to say the family are listening, and we'll take it from there, and maybe any future government will take it from there too.
Can I ask one question to people? Switch.
Yes.
Can I just ask, why are you coming up now? I mean, I'm eager to know that.
Thank you very much for the question. Fagon is not coming out now. what happens is when you sit on a platform and you've been in my situation like what I've just explained, and you've gone through a lot of difficulties, trying to sometimes even ask the hard question, to defend the indefensible at times, and then somebody sit opposite you and act like they were there. They went through what you had to go through. That somehow what they are doing now, right in front of you, can even be compared to 1% of what you had to go through. How do you look at these people and talk? You know, one time a lady asked me a question immediately after the press conference. I had answered that the 17.5 million was changed outside in the street. She waited for everybody to leave. She came back. I came to see you. And I asked the young lady for waiting. She said, no, I just want to see you in your office. I said, no, I don't let women come in my office all by themselves. Before you come, maybe stay here and start screaming the program, nobody will listen to me. She said, no, Fagon, you can leave your door open small, I beg you. And a question I want to ask you. She said to me, Fagon, you're the one know money. Maybe we're small, we're young. We don't know money. But I want to ask you, 17.5 million Fagon, US dollar. The one will go change 100. They can get almost 20,000 LeBron dollars. 100. Fagon, you say you carry it on the street. And you change it one by one by one by one by one. Fagon, that you change like that in 2 weeks. People, the question you ask me, I want you to imagine in your mind that you are facing that woman now. You know what 1,000 loaded at 10 note, 100. You know what 50,000 US will look like. You know what 100,000 US will look like. 100,000 equals 1 million. So 17.5 million change outside the banking sector in under 3 weeks. Let's see. Who changed that money? Where all the money were coming from? Why did they not arrest them? Yes, you are a government spokesperson. You're talking. But let me say this to you in closing. As a friend and a brother, auditors who audited our own government died when they had report mysteriously. So what do you think will happen? I put it back to you, to a spokesman who doesn't say it don't make sense. So you say, why now? You're speaking about some of those things. Because now is the appropriate time to do so. I'm not saying I'm safe by America, but I'm covered with the blood. That's why I'm alive. And besides, I'm in the greatest country on the planet. I'm not saying you don't have hands, but when you stretch it here, they will cut it because they don't do that here. So yes, I can speak because I feel safe, because I feel it's the right thing to do now.
So thank you very much. Folks, you have any question for Fagon on this before we move on that to Richardson? Do you have any further question? Salamatu? Kev? Kev? Somebody, George, do you have any further question?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, but
go ahead,
you are muted. So, Tumali, let Kev go ahead, then you can come, please. Go ahead, Kev.
Yeah, I want James to go back to play that video, the question of Fagon, because I think we'll sway away from that. He go into another position. He said he would tell me how the auditors died. It's a big thing. It's a big news. I want James to play again.
But I want to tell you,
no, I want James to play again. James, can you play again that tape? Because when you play one time, I want because the audience are coming so people can hear it. Because he was swearing to that. I want him to answer that particular question. Because when you ask the CEO, you say
the question is regard to Kev.
You want to
yeah, because all the
guys, Kev has his time. Listen, Fagon, please. Kev has his time. Let Kev ask his question. Kev, go ahead, please.
Can we go back to that tip?
Call James to play.
Yeah, James, can you play that tip? James, can you play that tape? I want that question to be answered.
Because what we know, remember, I was your minister for information when $16 billion came about. I ain't talked yet, so hush. 25 million. I ain't talked yet, so hush. The death of the auditors. I ain't talked yet, so hush. The 30 million stimulus. I ain't talked yet, so hush. If they send you here to challenge me, I will not even see you say, look at my glasses. Because when I open up, they will have to run for cover. I'm using no glasses. Read my eyes. What I know and how I know it, you don't know 10%. And the next time you try it on this platform, you will know how the 6 auditors die.
Eugene Fagon, thank you very much.
Okay. Let's go back. What I know, you don't know. The next time, you will know how the auditors died. What I know. Tell us how the auditors died. Because this is serious. Tell us. We shouldn't go to this person. I think somebody went to use the bathroom. What I know, you don't know. Yes, for me, I don't know. Tell me. I want to know. The next time you try it, you'll know how the auditors die. So how they die. Because if you can tell us, it will be a good thing for a librarian. But if you cannot tell us, how can we listen to all his story today? This is a reputable platform, CEO. What I know, you don't know. The next time, I will tell you how they died. Tell me how they died.
Fagon.
No, I will wait for him to finish because I don't want to be talking and interrupt me because of his story.
I want that part. I want to answer. Don't sway from that. Answer. I want to know. Because you say I don't know. So I want to know. And the librarian people want to know today. Then the librarian people know.
You finished?
Yes, sir.
You sure?
Yes, sir.
Think again about something you want to say.
No, Fagon, let's move on. We got other stories.
No,
so
because
he's done.
When you get out there careful, just carry is a bus. Let Kev talk because when
I think we're doing extremely well. We're doing extremely well tonight. Go ahead, Fagon.
Okay, Kev. The auditor died in mysterious ways. And you want to know how? How means I got to explain to you. The auditors died in mysterious ways. I was privileged to speak with one of them the day before he died. And he told me repeatedly that he had a damning report. It was at the top part was white plastic, the bottom was blue. And he told me that I made 2 attempts. He said he only gave it to McGill. They die weeks apart from each other, which makes it a question of why. They were all working on audits in our government, not early government, our CDC government. 2 of them, bodies were discovered up the hill, Broad Street. And the first person, one of the first person to talk was George Manewia. And the government report back to us for us to tell the people was that the 2 people were in the car that died from carbon monoxide. But in the car that they were sitting, they discovered also beach sand. No explanation for that. Secondly, they did not remove their seatbelt. They were still in the car. The windows were never let down. 2 of them died the same minute, the same hour, the same time from carbon monoxide. Famboto was coming from one end of the SKD Boulevard, like 72nd SKD Boulevard. In between there, government said he lost control. He died. Kev, need I continue? Mr. Innes woke up from his horse. I don't know if he was sleepwalking, but he got a call. He was crushed to death. You want to know how they died? Why did all of them die within weeks of each other? The government didn't tell me to explain that. And we don't know why it happened in that way and manner and at that time. But what I can tell you is that they conducted audits that were very damning to our government. You got a follow-up question?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Okay.
You still not answered the question.
Oh, the one I was talking general.
You still not answered the question. You gotta be specific. And also, let me ask you this.
Kev, you get to ask questions, I get to answer.
No. Tell us who killed them.
Now you ask for a person. The first one you ask.
No, you still didn't answer it. I'm asking you, who killed them?
Kev?
Because you're making a big revelation.
I ask you.
You tell us specific. How did I tell us? Mr. John went in there. He had a knife. Came over. Give us specific. Who killed them and how they died? Give it to us because you're not saying anything. You're just saying, oh, this person, the story add up.
Kev, let me answer your question. Let me answer your question, Kev.
You said you know how they died. Tell us.
Eugene, Kev is asking who killed them. Can you answer all?
Oh, wait. The first question Kev asked was, how did they die? Kev, you see, the guy, when you ask question, when you say how, that explanation. Who? That person. Their platform can be coming here to open class, will convey there.
Oh, man, answer the question. Who killed them and how they died?
You came by now, you say who?
Kev, let me answer.
Hey, see what I told you about Kev? The first question you can't answer tonight was how. Then what you ask now is who. Give me chance. Give me chance, Kev. Say you know the how was finished passing by your ear. They were too hard for you. You came by and say who. Now, Kev, if the government knew who killed them, the government should have said so. I was part of the government. And if I knew who killed them, who, that one man, that means that one man killed all the auditors in weeks apart, that we get serial killer now, or we get serial killer that can only kill auditors. So I'm going to look for one person who killed them, kill all the people weeks apart. I can only say to you, your question don't make sense. Because one man not going around only killing auditors. The auditors die within weeks of each other. And I believe, and I stand on my belief, that they were murdered because of what they discovered. As to who killed them, if I knew myself, would take them on. Because I got family too, I will not sit down for anybody to go kill my family because of what my family know. And because you want to escape something or because something like that. So don't ask me who killed them. Because if I knew who killed them, that person would not be outside today. They'll be behind bars.
So, Mr. Fagon, thank you very much. We can move on. Now if anyone else have an question, they can speak. But now I think that we know where we are when you talk about those auditors that died. and the EPS personnel that died also. The Liberian folks out there listening to us, they're going to think and believe who they want to believe what they are hearing, and the decision is for them. All these things very important because for going, why we leave this story though, did McGill ever receive those documents?
No. I can confirm, but the guy carried the team back. The next day they killed him, man. Not the killing man, but the next day the man died. So McGill never got a hold of those documents.
Let me just throw it a little bit because you serve as Deputy Information Minister. Can you tell us who took his body?
No, we were told the information we gathered from the Information Ministry that he was taken to the hospital. As they said, a watchman were in the compound, the security there or whatsoever, and they took him to the hospital. As to who were the specific persons that took him to the hospital.
So let's slow down. So, Information Minister, Deputy, you receiving the news that Yusuf passed. Well, as to who took him to the hospital, who car did they use to take him to the hospital? You have any information?
No way. No way. No way. No information as to who were the people that took him to the hospital. They just said they took him to the hospital. But who were those that took him to the hospital? Who drove the car? Who put him in the car? All of those things have not been said.
Was he alive when they took him to the hospital? Was he dead? You don't know.
Information again we gathered. Hear me and hear me out. Imagine this. We were told that when they took him to the hospital, he was pronounced dead upon arrival. So how can somebody just fall down and then the watchmen were walking around doing a regular patrol and discover? If the watchmen were walking around and discover the late Bate's body, peace be to his ashes, then Bate's supposed to remain where he fell, if at all he bag and all the thing broke. But did Bate remain at the point where he fell?
Have he ever, when he was alive, have you ever visited him?
No, I never one day went to Bate's house. But me and Bate, we always exchanged pleasantry. We met 1 or 2 times. I had one small place, they call it Transit. Now when my own bus stop, I used to sit down to because me, I can't go nowhere. For nobody, I sit down to my own place, I go take my own beer for inside drinking. I can tell you that for sure.
So Eugene, thank you very much. And we shall move on. Timothy, Dr. Peabody, Dr. Richardson, Salamatu, I believe we can rest with this for now. We have heard enough, and again, we wish the family well, and we pray that they take heart as God strengthen them. Eugene, you got anything further to say? Because we're moving to the next conversation.
I don't know if Good Day caught the clip. In that clip, I said to Kev, and that's the clip. Again, I will force James Good Day to cut it. If he has cut it, then it will be fine. But I played it extensively today for the Liberian people to listen to it over and over. And the evidence is there. But I have one thing to say to the families of all those auditors.
But before you say that one thing, let me say this to you, Fagon. We're going to open the phone line. We're going to open the phone line a little bit. This is very important. We ask the folks, let's take some calls. I know we have other stories to run to, but it is important because it shocked the nation to see all those auditors, the manner in which they die. So let's open the phone line. Mr. Baron Brown, let's open the phone line. Folks, can I finish? No, I want to keep you. You're going to close on that after the phone call.
Okay,
please. Okay. Baron, can you come on, please? Let's open the phone line and let's take some calls, please.
Well, you can call the following numbers: 0777 77 1075, 0555 11. That's 10175. Again, 0777 771 1075. Let's take this number. Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
What is your name?
My name is Andrew Sabaya Matari.
You have 1 minute.
Okay, I just want to say everything that Honorable Falcon has said is 100% true. Let me tell you why I say it's true. I was in Monrovia when all the thing happened. Even the body on Broad Street, I went there. There is nothing add up. The people have foam in their mouth, share all over the body. I saw the body clear. So we that in the center, we didn't even believe that story. Even when I keep on the president mouth. You understand? So Fagon is 100% correct.
Okay.
This government.
Thank you.
But somebody in the government kill the people.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's take this other person. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
What is your name?
Papa?
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
1 minute.
So I followed the conversation, and the former deputy minister said, according to his recording, that if you play with me, I'm going to tell you how the 6th of 4 auditor died. And then Honorable Travis asking him, can you tell us how these people died or who killed them? Because from his statement, it implies that he definitely knows exactly who killed this auditor. So to be on the platform and then not giving the Liberian people the right information as a former deputy information minister, probably he's misleading the Liberian people.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I do have another call with you, Brian.
Hello?
Hello? How are you?
Yeah, 1 minute. What is your name?
Thank you very much. Byron, let me take this one. Go ahead, Mr. Harris John.
I have one call for you after.
Yeah, what's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm John Harris calling from PA.
Make your point, sir.
Okay, I just want to say emphatically that Eugene has been very speculatory on the whole show. But to my chagrin, the performance of Tamale George today is very pathetic. If you are a very close friend or you are a very close friend to Martin Yisra, Eugene has told the world he ferociously beat his chest that he will say how no guys died. And this guy is very close, or Tamale George is close to the late, or was close to the late Martin. He should be pressing the question to Eugene because Eugene says he has sufficient information. Another thing is that the people, all of you guys on the show, start pushing the case. Eugene has said nothing on the show. This is dangerous, and you guys talk about the platform. CO, you must first of all repudiate what Eugene has said and withdraw his claims from that of Spoon. Repudiate Spoon should repudiate what Eugene said because he has not said anything. He's just been speculatory. This is bad for Spoon TV, which is one of the best in the country.
Thank you. Thank you, John.
Continuously speculating. This is not good for the show.
Thank you, John. Thank you, John. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Kev.
Go ahead, Caller. Go ahead, Caller.
Hello. Hey, this is Robert from Atlanta. And I want to speak to you directly. This is absurd. This is a former minister, a deputy minister of information. You don't come on a national radio station and make a political threat to a colleague on the show, indirectly insinuating that you have classified information relative to how 4 Liberian citizens were killed. The Liberian people, as we speak, don't even have the answers that they've been asking the government of. If this man knew how those folks were killed, now I see that he's trying to spin and be careful with his words. He was very clear. If he knew how those folks were killed, government or not, the Liberian folks should know. He should go to the police and he should have given the information to the police. So I see Eugene now trying to refine and fine-tune his words. This is absurd. The governor of Liberia.
Thank you very much, Kev. We got to move on to the next caller. Thank you. My friend, what's your name and your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Eric. I'm calling from Pennsylvania.
Eric, make your point, please.
Just for the record, I want.
You gotta lower what you watching your TV or something. You gotta lower that, please.
Oh, I thought I turned it off. Sorry. So I was saying that Patsy is my big brother. She was my big brother. So.
My friend, please, can you turn it off? Just turn it off and just listen to us on the phone, please.
Okay, I did already.
Thank you, sir.
So we, the family of Patty Yens, are still looking up to closure for his death. But Eugene are not helping the situation. They're not helping us. So his assassination just deepens our hurt. It just deepens the soul that Patty's Yens death caused our heart. We need closure. You can come on national radio and say you know how Patty died, but you can't explain how Patty died. That is simple like that with a woman who says she will pardon when Patty died. The answer, she says she know how to make that. She can't remember, she says she know how to make that. She can't explain how to make that. How will have closure? If you know something, say something. If you know something, say something. You can keep saying you know how to put that, you know how Patty. We are interested in how Patty died. At least I can bring closure. So I beg them, if they got information, let us say, even he can say on the radio, call us privately, call his widow, and say, oh, there is the information, then we can move from there. But you know, a piece of imagination that Eugene Falcon has now on the national radio and makes the kind of statement and when the whole to the wall, then he say, and you're not going to cut money. But how do you know? And you say you know the put out, you know how to put that. You say you talk it. So talk it. All know one know how to put that. The whole nation wouldn't know how to put that.
Thank you very much, Eric. Eric, thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you. That's the people that come in with that call, please.
And Melvin, go ahead.
Yeah, go.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Is that Melvin Howard?
Yeah, that's Melvin Howard. Yeah.
He's not, just tell him to call me because we're not hearing him.
Okay, tell us call his phone.
I have a call from a female.
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. Call.
Hi, good evening, panelists. Good evening to all of you. Senator Robert, I'm calling because I'm hurt. I'm not even a family member, but I'm hurt. The fact how all those Liberians were killed, some like back to back, and they were all audited. This gentleman works in the government, and now he's here in the United States and has the audacity to tell us that he knows how they were killed, and he sits on a platform boastfully and says that. Do you know the repercussion of what you have said? Do you know, Pagon? Let's not be just talking. You must be concerned.
But you're talking, you say, I said it, know how they were killed.
Pagon, let you finish. Pagon, again, let you finish. Dr. Richardson, please. She must be complete.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
That goes on. But when you go into people's stores where they have lost their loved one and still grieving, there are people that even know how their loved one were killed and they grieve for the rest of their life. Let alone not knowing. A healthy person just died. Don't play politics with people's feelings. That's my plea to you.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you. Let me bring in Ojuku. Ojuku, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Rhode Island.
Talk to us, Ojuku.
My name is Ojuku Ntage, or specifically is Ojuku Ntage. And Yenswa, wife and I, we graduated from the same high school. And I know her personally. And my kids were coming to this country. She accommodated them. And usually what you have just done, you open the womb of everybody. There's a family that we all know. So I think you should be like what everybody is saying. You were a minister in this government, and we expected you to become minister. You guys sit down and talk. And if you know something, as a patriot, we are appealing to you. I especially would be appealing to you. You already started it. Because I initially follow this show. I listen to the Tip Area Blessing Day, and I usually call on the show. Come up and say something. Say to the Liberian people, you will be remembered in history. Come and see it. These are people that these guys went to school and they learned and they went to serving our young people. They learned all their joy and their family. The man kids just graduated at the moment. They just get to college and they didn't even see it. And somebody will just get there and just let it go and you know it. History will forever judge you. Come on and say something.
Thank you, Ochuku.
Thank you for this show and thank you for always.
We said thank God for everything.
It's important that James.
Fagon, please take your pen and your paper.
They play my tape now.
Yeah, but Fagon, take your pen and paper. You will speak at the end. That's why I asked you to pause. I want to say to all our many Liberians out there, we want to say thank you for joining us. We will take more calls because it is important. So, Tumani, you go first, and we'll bring in Sam.
Yeah, go ahead, talk. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is McCavins Levi Madison. I'm calling from Delaware. First and foremost, I want to say something to the Spoon Network. We understand that Spoon Network is not a media entity by reason of the fact this is a talk show and it's not being run by people who have media background and training. But Mr. Stanton, to the extent that your platform will be used by a loudmouth political commentator who's trying to seek every
so we're allowing people to call and insult people now?
Because he has lost.
I don't need to stay here and take you. If you're going to have a friend call to insult me, if the network does not protect me, I will move. I don't force to stay here for people who can't call to cost me.
Fagon. Somebody know very well he will pause that caller and he just did. We know how we run our program. Stop getting into that feeling. We know what to do. We do not control them when they make those comments. We know how to pause them. Come on, man. We are not doing that. We've been doing this like 3 years going to now. So let's run the show. Kev, you have a caller?
Yeah, go ahead, caller.
Yes, hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, thank you for having me. My name is Sylvester Pugh, former Assistant Minister of Public Affairs at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Now, I just want to be a little bit, this platform.
Can you bring it closer to your mic, Kev, please?
Yes, can you hear me now, please?
I think it's okay. Let me just,
Yes, Sylvester Pugh, as I said, former Assistant Minister at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. However, we need to be a little bit very careful. This platform that people are really is increasing it and climbing up. So come on and speculate. And the word how, H-O-W, is to basically say how it happened, and you give it a description as to how the process unfolded. It's one of the points to say how. That means you got a detailed understanding as to the circumstances that led to the demise of the former IAA boss. So you have to open a huge Pandora box here. I think you need to back the issue of justice.
It's so funny.
To open up but you say how. You don't say you know the circumstances that led to it demise. It's one thing. And another thing you say on this show that is completely out of line is that the president did not say they were being incorporated in everything. What the president said, typically I can recall, is that the president was asking everyone to refrain from speculating that those people were going to jump into this kind of act.
Thank you very much, Assistant Minister. Let me bring in.
I got somebody.
Yeah, after this person.
Now, how you make an example to say the person was in the
name, my friend, your name and where you calling from, please.
Hold on.
Alfred?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you give us your full name? Where are you calling from?
Okay, so my full name is Alfred Cowboy. I call you from Minnesota.
Thank you. Talk to us.
Listening to the conversations, I just wonder why Eugene Fagon was a former minister in the government. He shied away from school when school needed the information the most. But today, he's out of government, and he thinks he can continue to use his propaganda machine and play politics with people, families' lives. There are people out there being hurt, and Eugene Fagon will sit on his Fact versus Fiction show and speak out all those lies, and he think he can just get away with it. Those people who died, their entire family right now are hurt, and they want to know exactly. So if you don't have the information, please, we know that this is about the political season. Use your political rhetoric on your Fact versus Fictions. because when you had all the information, who wanted those information, you ran away and even threatened people, you know, not to even come on school. Today, you can be on school and thinking that you can educate anybody with your, I don't know, it's a 2 AS degree certificate.
Thank you, Alfred. Alfred, thank you. Alfred, thank you. That's okay. We're going to take the last call from Dr. P. Hold on, Dr. Peabody. We're going to take the last call from Dr. Peabody, then Byron. You will be coming on with 5 other calls just from Liberia, okay? Thank you, Dr. Peabody.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Dr. Peabody.
Okay, James, you got to talk loud. Go ahead, James.
It looked like we missed that person, Dr. Peabody.
This is the problem we have with
You can't hear him?
No.
Information. Can you hear me?
It's good now. It's good. It's good.
Okay.
It's good.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
This is the problem Liberians got. The information minister gave you a clue. Can you hear me?
He's good. We can hear you, sir.
The information minister gave you a clue as to how the auditors died. Can you tell him?
I'm sorry about your phone or his phone giving problem, my brother.
Was your case, you want to take it to court. You take it to court, then you'll be someone to produce the names. Then we need to be serious. He just gave you a clue.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, let me take this one because this is Mervin Howard. He was trying to reach me. Mervin, talk to us, please.
Hi, CEO, and hi to all the panelists and to the Liberian people. I've been monitoring the show, listening to former Deputy Minister Eugene Fagon, and I just decided to weigh in. I am not speaking on behalf of the late Niswa Batten family. I said it from day one and from the get-go. The family, we are aware. I said it during my tribute when I paid in Monrovia, where the president, Mr. Maggie, and some government officials, they were present. I said Mr. Batten was murdered in cold blood. I even said it to James Botti on the VOA show. I even said it on this show. So nothing has changed that Mr. Fagon is saying. What we said then, and we still continue to say that he was murdered, reason being, and by whom, we yet for the government to tell us. But before I end, right, because each time I talk about this topic, I feel very emotional. What really shocked me and shocked the family, I'm not part of any political party. I'm not doing it for politics. I don't need position. I'm not against the government. I'm not for the government. I'm not for no political party. But let's speak the truth. What really shocked me, His Excellency Dr. George Weah attended the funeral of the late Immanuel Batten Niswa. That was perfect. The president sat for over 3+ hours at the funeral. We are not even going to say 1 or 2 words. Just on each I am about to go to tell the pastor, can the president say something here? All I saw the president doing, and in which today talk about that, you are like whispering either in my ear or my one dicks, because they're not sitting too far from me. I think to me, that was not fair. And lastly, a book of condolence was opened for the late Immanuel Batten Niswa on a Thursday before the funeral. People signed, the president attended that program. Right after the program, the book will come to the family. The president requested the book. Up to today's date, the family has not gotten that book of condolence. So, again, CEO, thanks for the opportunity, but we know and we maintain our position. The late Immanuel Batten Niswa was murdered. It has to do with some huge money business, and there are folks involved. And we have evidence, blood stain. How somebody will fall from the horse gun and the blood stain with the fingerprint mark all on the wall? Did the police really do the due diligence? What happened to the security guard on duty that night as a prime suspect? So one of the questions you asked, who took Mr. Niswa to the hospital? It was Norris Tuer, the brother of Samuel Tuer, because he used to live nearby now for Niswa when I went to used to be in Mr. Niswa's house. He came by and they drove Niswa to the hospital that night, and Niswa was still like grunting, gasping for air. According to Niswa's nephew that was in the car with Niswa.
So let me pause you there, Mervin, and let me pause you. It's important because Norris Tuer worked at the University of Liberia, the brother to the finance minister Samuel D. Tuer.
Right.
You are a family friend to the wife. Am I correct?
Exactly.
All right. Because of a relationship to the late Bati Yenswa, his children, his wife. Are you now saying on the phone talk, you got bloodstained evidence, and you can confirm it was Samuel Twelve brother that took Yenswa to the hospital?
Yeah, is that a hidden secret? Norris drove him, but again, by Norris taking to the hospital does not imply in any sense that he murdered him. No. All I'm telling you, the question you asked, who took Yenswa to the hospital?
But how did Norris Twelve got to the house?
My friend, this is a long story, but to make it short.
No. We're not going to make it short. We got you now. What do you know? How did he got to the house?
When the incident happened that night, right? I got a call from Monrovia. I was the first person of the family that they informed. Because to tell your wife was going to be too devastating. So, I can't make it. The person called me. I had to tell the woman the news. It was very difficult on my part. So I started asking one or two questions. What happened? As I learned, I was told that when Niswa, they found him lying outside his yard, right? He was like gasping for air, grunting, according to his nephew. So what the first out in the course.
Hold on. I beg you. I know you're explaining, Howard. So Yenswa, they found him outside of the house or in the house?
Outside right here, yeah, in Baxter. In Baxter.
And he was still alive outside.
I wasn't there, but when I asked question for his nephew, his brother's son, he said, Uncle Bate was lying down, gasping for air. But little did they not discover that they are hemorrhaging at the back of the head. So when they put in an IAG, they were taking the government signed, they were taken to the hospital. He was at the back with Bate hair on his lap. So when he put the hair behind Mr. Niswa hair, he just got the blood pouring from the hair from the back coming. So you in the medical field, you know when someone hemorrhage you from the back, it would take time for the blood to drain down. So they took him to the hospital. His legs broke off. So the part of the matter is that if somebody was drawing the fall, the side bone broke off, the two legs broke off, the arm broke off, they didn't get into death. Let me fair. It's somebody else's child. So we're not blaming politics, I'm not blaming the government, but again, it's one of the worst of the government. And up to now, the family is still waiting for closure to this case. Where's the justice minister? They're all silent.
So you have thousands, tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of Liberians listen to you. Melvin, you are the family friend to the late Bate Yenswa. You know his wife very well. You know the kids, some of which have graduated. But we want to say to you, it's good that you called us. Again, I just want to confirm. Can you further explain how the Norris Twelve got to the house? How did he take him to the hospital? And
Norris
Twelve, he was a friend of Baten's because when I went in 2019, we all used to be at Baten's house. And Norris was not living too far from Baten's house, maybe just a 5-minute drive. They all used to be together, all used to hang together. He, the Tikon Williams, or the Dr. Rare, a couple of friends, because Baten was a sociable guy that law friends. So that where I met Norris Twelve, at the Niswa's house. So when the incident happened, the first person they said they could think about was to call Norris Twelve. So when I asked the question, I said, is Norris Twelve is official or doctor? Why you couldn't take the Niswa to the hospital? It was Norris Twelve that drove the car, and they were ringing. Every time I put a ring when I came Niswa to the hospital. But at the time, according to the story that I was told by his nephew, he was still like grunting. All you were doing. And then Norris Twelve called his brother Samuel. We saw all government view to join them at the hospital JFK. But again, all that from the explanation does not connect them that, hey, they're the one that did it. But I'm saying, and I will continue to say this, and I said it in Monrovia, Liberia, he was murdered. By whom? And the reason being that they know it. Now, rest my case.
Thank you, Melvin Howard. We said thanks very much. And I know we'll have you on the show to further discuss this issue. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you. Guys, we'll take no other calls because Melvin Howard, Fagon, you have your time, my brother.
You know, let me say to Kalasco Uncle and Melvin McCarvent from Philadelphia, whom I know have received me on several occasions as a sedition. I want to say to them personally tonight, as you heard from the brother Howard who called just now, that these people who die deserve a resting place, and the peace that they should have. Their families deserve closure. And if anybody know how I was treated in the government, I've always been the government's outside child. What they wanted me to know was what I knew. But I have sense. I'm not stupid. I got 5. And if you like, I got 6 senses. I have common sense. You heard what the brother explained. I told you that Bate and I talk. The day before Bate died, Bate came to McGill's place. And I know what me and Bate talked about the report and how dummy it was. It was an audit. I stand by what I say. And I stand by what I said. How many audit reports, even though those matters have gone to be with the law, how many audit reports have this government put out since the death of Bate Niswa? Since the death of the auditors from the LRA, where are the reports? This government is going 6 years. It's going to 6 years. Any audit reports? Madam Sally left audit reports. People ask me, because I said I would tell you how the auditors died. I have told you. The brother came here and told you. And he described vividly what had happened to Bate. But not just Bate. What about Mr. Ines? What about Gifty and her friend? What were these auditors working on? I served in the government. But just because I know how they die as a spokesperson, don't mean I don't have common sense. Bate, laying down in her yard. Think about it. If you fall down here and your foot then break, how you manage to go in the yard? Your hand then break, your whole head bust. How you manage? He explained about bloodstains on the wall. For me, I asked the question. If y'all say he was pissed drunk, who carried him home from D Calabash? How he claimed the stairs to go upstairs? PPJ, who are there to know that PPJ? So how is it that PPJ, he don't know to go to a bathroom after sleeping? The same questions I asked with Gifty, the late, and her husband. If y'all say these 2 people died in the car from carbon monoxide, you won't tell me they know they were dying, but they still sat down? You won't tell me they went there with seatbelt on? You won't tell me even if Gifty went there and the president, according to what Pee-wee said, Pee-wee need to explain him the story. You shouldn't be concerned about a poor story. But if they were in the car, you don't know they were choking. They didn't know they were choking to open the door, to bring the glass down, to jump outside, to even fall out of the car. You think Mr. Ines was there wake up 2 o'clock in the morning and go to a strange call and get rolled over by a car? And you know who that is? That's the uncle to Vivian Ines McGill. And you think she don't feel that hurt?
Fagon, I must interrupt you, please. The late Gifty Lamar husband is watching, Sylvester. And he has to come back.
Sylvester was the husband, yes.
Yes, and we'll come back to you. Also, Sylvester Lamar, you are on the Spoon Talk.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity. Mr. Waters, just Saturday, I just celebrated my son's 5th birthday. The boy was 2 years when the mother was murdered.
Mm-hmm.
The issue that Fagon is bringing out about Bate Yinswa. Bate Yinswa was in Ganta when they collected Gifty and Abbott. And the whole thing surrounding the people death was about all the taxes that they were paying through commercial banks.
Mm-hmm.
That's supposed to go to the central bank, that they diverted that taxes in the tune of $25 million.
Mm-hmm.
I sent you a letter or memo from James Kekula, who was the head of audit at Central Bank. And that memo was 2020 August.
So running an order that's supposed to have the Abba Peter, Bati Yusua, that the commission that they go audit, the whole thing surrounding the protest, it came from that audit. And when the college Abba Peter and Gifty, Abba Peter and Gifty, Abba Peter sent a text message to Yusua was in Gata. And Yusua called Maggie, and Maggie told Yusua to calm down. And Yusua went to Maggie. Do you know that even Tico Williams, when they get any leader, the government arrested and carried them to the police station to Central? Even including myself, higher government official had a discussion in Balance Bay to try to indict me that I murdered my wife for extramarital affairs. But in your own realm, up to now, the government cannot tell you the whereabouts of Supreme, the guy who answered my well phone in the morning. I'm from West Point, I serve a commissioner in West Point. Supreme is no more. The government cannot tell you about Supreme. Even those, can you imagine, Mr. Waterspoon? The police calling me, informing me they can't go to court with people who stole my well phone. But the government cannot account for my web laptop that LRA assigned to her. They could not account for Abba Peter laptop that the government LRA assigned to them. But the government was able to account for through the Liberia National Police. They were able to account for Abba Peter personal laptop, my web phone or personal phone, but they could not account for it. But let me just say here, in your own record, my wife was born 1990, July 4th. We celebrated her birthday in August. You think she will leave her two beautiful children, her son 2 years, and her daughter 5 years, to go sit in car and die? And you see the call, the government refused to give her the color. The color wouldn't reflect Abba Peter calling my woman. They could not reflect me calling my woman by 8 a.m. in the morning to find out who I coming on, and she told me that I'm coming on work and I'm going to work. They could not reflect it. Even the conversation we were part, they could not reflect it. Only for them to come out to say my wife went and died from suffocation. So meaning if they say she didn't let her husband again. She didn't let her two beautiful children. You know what I'm going through today? I bury my woman right now, so I say even the interview I had with Al Jazeera. To the BBC. BBC was playing my interview. My wife was murdered. Abba Peter was murdered. Bati Yusua was murdered. And with a kangaroo report that came away, we will not rest. Until I in Liberia, it was agreed I was supposed to appear on Spoon Talk during that by-election. I have not appeared. But God in heaven knows, and the entire world knows that my wife was murdered. And I will not rest. Even if it will cost for me to lose my life, because I want to know the truth. The reason why my wife was murdered. Let my children be in the know why they killed their man.
Sylvester Lamar, we want to say thank you. Indeed, we have set a time for you to come on Spoon. We'll arrange it, and I said thank you for joining us tonight. It's a lot. Sylvester, let's talk tomorrow, or let's talk later tonight, okay? All right, thank you. Oh boy, man, too many Josh. I'm out of it.
Look, I'm out of words, though. I'm out of words. Out of words. I mean, yeah, the father, the husband of one of the of Gifty stalking, making these revelations. I mean, saying these things, is, and honestly, this too will be on the ballot in October. This will be on the ballot in October. Liberians should also ensure that it's on the ballot in October. That when they go to the ballot to vote, you should think about this too. You should not let it go on the rug. No. You think about this too. Liberians and those who are running should put on the ballot. Talk about this. Okay? Harry Greaves died. None care on Harry Greaves' death. Up to today, Harry Greaves' family is still mourning his death. Okay? And we have several people that died. None came out of their death. So I'm saying those who will be running should put on the ballot. Talk about this. because it is serious. People die and we'll just let it go like that. And those who are involved, they are around, they will live amongst us. Somebody are even running. Somebody might be running. We don't know. But the truth should come up. And just as we started today, I can believe. See, still I can bet you receive calls. People start giving information to you about what happened. It just started. You receive call. You tell me, Tommy, you said it right. People will call you and tell you. Start making taking the real story to you. You get a story. It will come up.
Thank you too much, George.
Theo,
Yes, Cap, go ahead.
You see, listen to the voice of your husband. You can tell he's in pain. And for someone to come out like Minister Fagan to come on and know about the death of all those people and
you're going to turn the show.
Open the wounds of those people, bring back their pain. Because the bottom line, when you listen to the husband,
was their pain ever gone?
Fagon, interrupt him.
Was
you will
their
speak.
pain ever gone?
Fagon, stop interrupting folks. You will have your time, my brother, please.
To bring back issue that reawaken their pain, their agony, things that they're looking for. Let me tell you this. My mother passed away. She was at home. Up to now, we asked the doctor. The doctor said, oh, she was diabetic. She had high blood pressure. I still want to know. Those people out there want to know. But the former deputy spokesman for the government telling the Liberian people, I know. He's in America. You can speak. Nobody will do nothing to you. You can speak. The lady who was, he's saying that, who took James White to the house. He had a little friend with him. He's not saying that the little friend, the gentleman who spoke said it, the little friend is in America. They're asking her. She cannot explain how. You in America, the little friend is in America. You come out, explain. You can come on spoon. You're in America, Fagon. You on spoon. Explain how. Who killed them? Stop putting, oh, they went to McGill and this, and stop people having a lot of speculation on the McGill and this and that. Tell people the truth. Who killed them? Don't play with their feelings. See, or listen to this man. He said, I will give my life to know what happened to my wife. We shouldn't play politics. This is not politics. This is somebody's wife, somebody's brother, somebody's husband. Tell the Liberian people who killed them. You are deputy spokesman. Tell the Liberian people how they died. Don't come on and say, oh, somebody this and giving out speculation and doing this. Your statement was clear. If you push me, I will tell you how they died. And I'm pushing you now, Fagon. I'm pushing you to the limits. Tell us. I'm pushing you. Tell us how they died. If you watch that clip, Tomlin opened his eyes. He was like, wow. He opened his eyes. And when Tomlin brought that up the next day, I told Tomlin, no, Fagon didn't say that. I challenged Tomlin on the show. But we'll listen to the tape. Then I said, well, Tomlin, I called Tomlin, but he didn't answer to tell him you are right. He said that. CEO, I know it's politics. I know it's politics. I know it's politics time. We should not play with people's lives. We should not do that. CEO, listen to the pain of this gentleman's voice. Listen to the pain in the man's voice. Does somebody will come and tell you that I know, and you're not saying anything to them, and you were there as deputy spokesman? You are in America now, so you have no fear. If you want to claim that, speak. Tell the people who killed them. Tell the people how they got murdered.
You're just saying one thing over and over.
I'm repeating it over and over. Tell the people. You say who could be a lot of people, different people.
Thank you, Kev.
People.
Thank you very much.
We want names. We want names.
Oh, thank you very much. Let me bring in the rest of the guys for going to close up on this story. Salamatu, you have anything to add? Anything to say? Because we're wrapping this thing up.
No, you know what? Yeah. Once again, my condolences to the family. I remember when this happened, one of the things that we kept putting out there, I'm not a close friend of the family, but it was all on social media. People were saying perhaps maybe the family needed to order the phone record. I don't know if they ever did that. Just to place, where she was and what was going on with her activity. I'm not sure if that ever happened. I know that window of opportunity has closed, but again, the family, I know this has to be like the most difficult thing to do, but in so many words, people are accusing the government of being involved in the death of these people. So an investigation by the government will always be questionable. I would say to the family and friends and people who are interested, perhaps maybe people should put money together and get an independent investigator to look into the case. But at this point, we're gonna keep repeating, what we think happened before, and we can't accuse the government of having a part to play in it, and then expect the government to do an investigation that we will accept. So I mean, yeah, government was supposed to do an investigation as part of their mandate, but once you start accusing the government of being involved, whatever they do, we will not accept this. So I would say to the family and friends, people who are interested, go ahead, maybe put some money together and see if you can do an independent investigation on this. So at least you have your answer, because you will never rest if you believe that your family member was murdered and you don't know for sure, nobody wants to proceed, and you're just getting bits and pieces. It's unsettling, so get somebody to investigate independently. In Liberia, when we say get somebody to investigate, people are like, oh, nothing will become a it. If you believe nothing will become a it, then don't talk about it. The only way we can change things is to try and do something, whether you believe something will come out of it or not. So difficult thing, but to the families, I say get somebody outside of the government to investigate.
Thank you very much, Salamatu. Dr. Richardson.
This is a hard show. I can just say, as a mother and a grandmother, my heart goes out to the children. I know every milestone that you have, such as graduation, birthday, you think about your parent that is not here with us anymore. But I just tell you that take courage. My prayers are out to you. At a higher level, this all relates to security and safety in our country. And that's all I have to say.
Dr. Richardson. Dr. Peabody.
My prayers with all the family members. Continue to keep you in prayer and to pray for you. Rebecca Don Niswa, my good friend. Knew her from young days from the Baptist Youth Center, Baptist Church. And we just want to keep you in our prayers. But let me say this. I hope there will be some kind of closure to this case, and that the family will get to know. It's a very complicated issue. I wouldn't put the blame on anyone, but it's very complicated. We still haven't heard anything but the 3 missing boys. There's nothing been heard. The case is probably done, and the parents will live with that memory. Where is our children? Again, we'll keep everybody in prayer. I hope that some of these killing, God, I say the Liberian way, God don't sleep. 99 days for Rourke, the Liberian parable, that's one day for the master. That's all I can say.
Thank you very much, Dr. Big Body. Eugene, you can speak, then Tumani will just finish his things up. Eugene?
Well, thank you very much. Let me say this to, first of all, the bereaved families. I served in the government. I am a human being. I have family, just like all of you. And just like I played that tape today, I will say to all of you that God is alive. He's not dead. And yes, one day, all of you, just like I said, I believe they were murdered. And I have a reason for believing they were murdered. Because one, I know they were doing audits. I knew they were auditing, and I knew they were finding bad reports on our government. The day before Bate died, I was in the fence when Bate entered. I still remember him in slippers, short khaki trousers, and what looked like an African shirt or whatever it was. I still know that Bate confided in me that what he was carrying was an audit report that was damning. And I know fully well that I was one of those who talked about the stimulus package money. We were supposed to give 25 million. The international community gave 5 million. I know I was the one that was asked to say that the money was given to WFP. And I expressly quoted Article 34D2. I repeat, Article 34D2. And I said it to Samuel Tuer in his face. I said, any money government collect should be accounted for, and any money they spend should be accounted for. And Article 34D, to be specific to, the last sentence is very clear. I said it to him. But he insisted I would just go, my man, the people are international people and they can't be audited. And I raised the issue. Why can't they be audited? They take government money, they spend the money, they say the people don't have the right to know how the money was spent, 25 million. You joking. And then I went to him again and quoted 34D2, the last sentence. I said, an annual statement shall be submitted by the office of the president to the legislature and published once a year. I said, so how is this statement going to be given with the account of all the monies? Because it said it there, the expenditure. How? Then I also know that the situation of the port and the taxes that was collected. Then, for this gentleman to come on here, I've never spoken to him before, and he talked about it and provided you a copy of the memo that Bate sent. It's now making more sense to me. And for Kev to say, I am waking the people P. As if to say the people P disappear. Let's look at Mr. Ines. This man talked about the central bank, right? This money should have gone from the consolidated account into the central bank. But we wake up in the morning, they said Mr. Ines was called from his house in the middle of the night, and in the middle of the road, he was ran over by a car. Where is the car? Where is it? Even they want to put him in to carry to the hospital. These people want closure. Yeah, Gifty Lama husband have spoken. Yeah, the other men that came and have spoken. This idea, oh, if I go must tell up, I have told you. And I'm telling you again, I strongly believe they were murdered. And yes, it had to do with audits, I believe. It is my belief. I stand by what I believe. Because nothing is making sense. And up to today, nobody can come up and even say, okay, they ordered the conductor, yeah, it's the report. Kev, since your government saying taking me out, have you ever audited any official that you know about and have announced that you were auditing? Have you provided a report of any audit conducted over the last 5 years? Don't play with people's family life. Don't come here and ask me and get Carrasco Corsi and a CDC chairman from Philadelphia calling to insult me. The truth of the matter is the family believes they were murdered. A huge majority of all Liberians believe they were murdered. I served in the government. I believe they were murdered. And they all center around one thing: a damning report of serious corruption that plagued our government, to which even today it is still haunting us, CEO. Corruption.
Thank you, Fago. Thank you, Fago. Thank you. Thank you very much. Sintumani Josh, let's wrap this thing up.
We had a good discussion. I know people will say it's election year or so, but honestly, it's often said, truth buried will rise again, you know, and no matter how long it takes, all of these unsolved murders cases, mysterious death and so will come back to fruition. I can tell if whoever wins the election, if it is not the ruling establishment today, whoever becomes the next attorney general for this country, our country, I'm sure they will go after these cases and expose those involved. Because I can see during the election, don't be surprised when you see placards with these people, the pictures of these people being carried on the campaign trail, reminding people about what occurred over the last couple of years. That's why it's very important that as a government, you try to find a conclusion to this death so that people can be satisfied, you know, and so people can be satisfied about what happened so that they can have a closure of it. But when you leave it unsolved and become inconclusive, this is what you expect. And I listened to the husband of a Gifty, and I mean, anyone of us who can put ourselves in that man's shoes, look, hey, see his kids graduating, left a child at 2 years old, and he's still grieving. He's still grieving, and nothing has been said about it anymore. Talk about carbon. The only thing we saw report was carbon monoxide, whatever the case. And like he said, why would not just leave and say, my 2-year-old kid and just go sit down in car and so forth, and knowing that, and I know that there's people who are educated people. They know that if you put the glasses up in a car and the car is on, there's a chances that you can inhale the gas and you can die. So they were not uneducated people. They were people who knew better. But to come and say that the gas killed them, and then when they asked the government, the president says you get CC camera to protect themselves, all these things. It's disheartening though, and people are still grieving. Like in the case of Batin Yinswa, like was said, Melvin is married to his wife, and Batin's wife are sister. They are sisters, and we recently all together in Rhode Island to one function, and we always think about him when we're together. You know, very jovial guy, and we lived together in Rhode Island for 11 years. We worked together there, and it's still refreshing when we see the kids. So the discussion are being held today is serious. We should not take it for granted. Thousands of people are watching us, and after this show, thousands will watch this show again. And it should always reflect on them that it could be them. And this too is Liberia. We cannot just live in a country where things happen. Like today's date, Harry Greaves' family is still mourning his death. They have not found a closure to his death. Okay, you know who killed Harry Greaves? It's still just in the air. Don't come to this government where people got killed, died mysteriously. And those who are, like, one of the callers said, those who know about this thing, even you have to call Spoon to talk. Or go to the family members and tell them, say, look, I know what happened to the relative. I'm aware, yes, the facts, so that they can at least have some closure to it. But as we continue this event, I told you guys this year we hear a lot of stuff just starting. A lot of stories will come up, and we'll hear more. And we are here to bring the platform here for people to be part of it. So once again, my condolences to the families of all those who we mentioned today. We are in our thoughts and our prayers, and we pray that one day, soon and very soon, you will find out closer to your loved one death, so that at least you can be satisfied that at least you found out what happened to them and who killed them, wherever or how they died. So let us not take it personal. Let us not take it differently, but put yourself in people's shoes and always realize that we will be our brother's keeper. Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you very much. If we have anything else to say, we're wrapping this thing up. It's 7 o'clock. I want to say we are grateful to have a wonderful show. We couldn't talk about the Frank Johnson clip. We couldn't talk about the 2-hour plane ride by Jose Yemabuaka, the former vice president, and Alexander Cummings, Standard-Bearer ANC from Monrovia, Moserado to, how you call them, Ghana. We want to say we are grateful for this wonderful show, folks. It's up to you, Liberians. So sometimes we go all in, but it's up to you. We'll be back again tomorrow. I will not be on the show tomorrow because tomorrow is Madame's birthday. So I won't be on the show. But I trust you guys.
That's good. Yeah, I hope you stay tomorrow. Stay off completely. Please stay off.
Yes,
I
want to have my life.
My man, you just need to say something. What a man will not be certified with he can. I will pay $1.
No, I will not even spy on the show tomorrow because tomorrow is Madame's birthday. I'm so happy that
it's strictly for Madame. Madame have to enjoy that day, Charlie.
Yes,
yes.
I will bring a picture about how the man was dancing. I will get that video.
Correct. Madame Lau Witherspoon will be celebrating her birthday tomorrow, January 24th. It's her birthday. So again, I will be off, but I will see you guys on Wednesday by God's grace. And I know by God's grace, she will be extremely fine. And we'll have a good celebration. Thanks to all of you that sending early birthday greetings. We appreciate you. You know, Madam get this rule. She just don't do Facebook. She doesn't. Not Facebook at all. So
you got a surprise
gift? Fagon, we'll stick to the talking point.
I'm Mercedes-Benz heavy.
Fagon, we'll stick to the talking point.
No, but
the one thing I can say though, I know I will be cooking tomorrow because that's the surprise gift.
They bring you one white Mercedes-Benz with a big red bow on it.
And I'm so grateful to Madame. She doesn't like cars.
Yeah.
So
anything you say here tonight, tomorrow we hear
you. Kev Hassan, thank you very much. And tomorrow, George, thank you. George and Fagon, Dr. Peabody, Dr. Richardson, Salamatu, Baron, James Goodday. Again, we want to extend a very, very, very special prayer for our sister who will be traveling, Sister Salamatu. I don't know where she's traveling.
Samara told you.
Yes, Tita.
I warn you.
Let's remember Dr. Richardson.
I warn you.
Abraham Richardson. He will be traveling too. I don't know where he will be traveling to. So if he will be traveling, Salamatu will be traveling. And guys, please remember Ben Sanvi. He will be returning to the country, to the United States very shortly this weekend. Please remember Ben Sanvi. He had a long trip in Africa, Togo, Ghana, Liberia. I heard that he was traveling to Ethiopia too. I don't know why. But again, the brother is on African safari. Want to say thanks to everyone. And thanks for the beauty.
Johnson, you want to stop it.
Salamatu going somewhere for 2 weeks.
Salamatu going somewhere, you didn't even tell me.
Love, man. Okay, gentlemen.
I know now.
Good night, gentlemen. Good night. Don't put a woman out there like that. Bye-bye.
I know. Good night, everybody.
Hello, James.
Jack Lamas.
This is your FM band and Spoon FM. Well, thank you very much for joining us. The invitation is yours to join us tomorrow by the grace of God. We shall be here with another splendid edition of the program, Spoon Talk. Do have a God bless night. My name is Byron Brown. Bye-bye.